Oh my god, I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. For fuck's sake. The last time... No, this wasn't the last time. This was way back in early 2023. This is way back in 2023 when I forgot that you're supposed to start streaming in OBS, and then you're supposed to tell YouTube, hey, I am live. Now you can start opening up the stream. So I've been sitting here talking to myself for 10 minutes. And happened again. That's fantastic. That's no. You know, I'm used to things going wrong. Also, apologies if the audio levels are like kind of whacked out at the moment, since I'm trying a slightly different setup here. But hey, at least we're not getting any drop frames this time. This won't be a slideshow. At least as bad of a slideshow. What I also should do is get the camera started, which I didn't do. How do you do that? Multiple times. Multiple times. When you are a Linux user, it can happen. This isn't Linux problems. These are Seong as a fucking idiot problems. That's exactly what this is. Also, the fucking... Oh, yeah, okay. Of course it'll do that. Because I have things set up in a strange way. So I keep forgetting how things work. It just fucking jam it somewhere. Like right there. It's where it needs to be. There's supposed to be a camera here. Where's the camera? There it is. Ah, you're looking blonde. Ah, yes. Thank you so much for saving the settings, OBS. This is supposed to look a lot nicer in testing. Oh, that's wonderful. Wow. Damn, last time I was like... Yeah, so, currently it's showing that there's at least, like, 20 people, I think, that are on right now. Which I'm like, considering that I only announced this, that I was doing this earlier today, at like 1 o'clock or something like that, I'm kind of surprised. So like that's kind of nice. Also terrifying. See, I opened up. So I opened up the channel on the Discord server, so I should be able to come in if people decide they actually want to do that. They don't, hey, that's totally fine. I'm used to it at this point. Yeah. This is stupid. This is also the only album I prepared, aside from, I guess, Glover music. I don't know why that's here. But I mean, it's fucking Glover. I don't know, it fits a little better. It's supposed to be chill. A little bit chill. I'm also doing the camera angle thing again. Going on Linux cast here. With the... I don't understand. Everything's falling apart! Okay, so hello to everyone who showed up. So I just move this a little bit closer. Hellos to No Tux No Bucks, Popcorn Gaming, Z Vidar, Polieve 540, Buns of Wisdom, Jay. Follow me, Anan, Humanly Human. An Angry Rat is also here, apparently. Shalmo, Leandro Martinez, Elias Ortega, Xiaomao, Onizuka. Thank you to, and whoever else happened to be popping up here, thank you very much for coming onto this shit show that I somehow call a stream. Because what is any of this? What is any of this? I think this is reality. Might be. So yeah. Challenge thyself to, if at least try, installing Gentoo. No, because here's the thing, all of my free time has already been taken up making these videos. If I really wanted to waste time, that's what you install Gentoo for. Why would you do that to yourself? I mean, some people use it. I assume some people like it. But, not available is here, apparently. Apparently he's happy to be here. My dishwasher runs on Linux. Pretty much anything can at this point. Like, it's not even special to say that X thing runs on Linux. That's just everything. I know Mental Outlaw used Gentoo. See, that's why he's a Mental Outlaw. That's exactly why, is because... And then... yeah, doesn't actually look... That's why he's a Mental Outlaw, because he spends his time dealing with Gentoo's bullshit. And that's understandable, because I use Arch, and actually Arch isn't that bad. But sometimes you do have to deal with things on Arch, and that's the life I chose. Hello? Man. Ooh, gotta, like, turn that down a little bit.
Oh, is it loud?
No, you're fine. It's just... because the audio is also going on to the stream itself.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
How's this? Is it better?
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't have to worry about it, because I can... The theory is I can change anything here and fix it in post, but, you know, that doesn't always work.
I see.
He lives on a farm.
Alright. Man, I just had the best shrimp, scallop, and fish combo I have ever tasted.
Damn. That's good. That's very good, because...
Yeah, my friend and I, we cook something up. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
I mean, sometimes we cook too, but it's just, you know... Yeah. It's food. It's food at the end of the day, and it dissolves the same way.
Digest.
So...
Actually.
Dissolves, digest, same difference. That's what happens.
I hope I didn't interrupt a deep conversation that was happening beforehand.
Oh no, there is no conversation. There is no conversation happening here at all, because I'm just talking to myself.
Okay.
Why use EndeavorOS instead of regular Arch? I feel like I've explained this a few times, but if I already haven't, EndeavorOS is just Arch Linux without the bullshit. Like that's all it is. It's...
I agree with that. I think the main thing is with Arch, it's that it's literally the seed and you're growing the seed. With EndeavorOS, yes. You start off with the sapling. You grow the tree.
Yeah, that's probably a better way to put it than any of the bullshit car analogies I made. But Yeah, it's like Endeavor OS at least starts you off with a little bit more stuff, and it actually has like a proper normal person installer instead of whatever the hell Arch is used. I mean, I know Arch has the Arch install now, but like it's still living in terminal land, so.
And I think that's a good thing because you have both options.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, especially if I was using like a limited system, I know exactly what I want to do with it. I would probably just use Arch, the Arch install either way. But like for a normal computer, doing normal computer things, Endeavor's pretty good at that.
Yeah, in my personal use cases, I decided to put Endeavor on my main PC because I want something that's already there, stable. I don't need to like install a package that I've forgotten. But compared to my laptop, which runs just Arch, I started out from nothing. That's because the main thing with my laptop is that I'm trying to pump as much power I can get and as much usability I can get. So I
Yeah,
want to get that full customization.
Yeah, it's absolutely something you would want to do on a crappy laptop like a fucking Surface Pro 4. Shouldn't even be crap, but you know. When Microsoft makes it as hard as it is just to take apart the damn thing, yeah, I still resent them for that. It's like I have nothing against the Surface line as a piece of hardware, but the fact that it's like nigh impossible to repair or just change out the battery is bullshit.
Yeah, when I was searching for a laptop, I really wanted a tablet style where I could just make it a tablet and then like use it for notes
Yeah.
because I bought the laptop for college stuff. And so I wanted something like that. And eventually I decided I didn't want to go with the Surface Pro because yes, they were expensive and for a college laptop, I decided to go with the ThinkPad Yoga. These things are amazing.
It's every Linux user. Yeah. So it's every Linux user's dream to eventually get a ThinkPad or Fate, I guess.
And I know why now. Like this thing is amazing.
Is it really that good? I mean,
like I have had very little issues with this ThinkPad. Yes, I spent like 10 hours customizing it to my extreme touch, but like it was well worth it. I'm taking notes really well. So my main thing is I just fold the laptop, take out the pen, and that's in the laptop. You just like it's a pen that's in the laptop, if that makes sense, like the Samsung thing that the pen that's in the phone.
Yeah.
I just pull that out, flip my laptop, turn on Xernal or Journal, I don't know how you pronounce it, but that application is wonderful for like pen writing, and I sync it up to my main PC so that I have my notes and everything synced up to the main PC and on the laptop, so like everything's great.
That is fantastic. and now I understand, I guess, a little more why they're probably more desirable. Because I know Pav did his thing long time ago about his ThinkPad experience. And like that damn thing is like, I kind of want one.
Yeah, it's really nice. The stream won't be able to see, but I screen shared like my folder structure. I'm on my main PC right now, but I have this synced with my laptop, and I just have all my classes, all the topics saved as like separate files, and it just works.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see it.
But yeah, no, that's mostly all.
Oh, there's someone else here.
And they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. Great. Happens. Damn. I think there's someone else who commented about command line applications, and I feel like I definitely have said that before. I really don't want to care about them that much. I really don't want to care about the command line that much. I will use it out of desperation sometimes, but most things have a GUI. Just use them.
Both opinions are valid there. I personally enjoy the command line a lot, but I do feel some tasks to be tedious, so I just go with the GUI.
Yeah, here's the thing. You enjoy the command line up until the point you have to use FFmpeg.
No, yeah,
That
no,
that
that's when I installed Kden Live.
mm,
But I know you use DaVinci.
yeah. I mean, DaVinci is great, minus some of the problematic codec support. It's fine. Like, I think in a way, either way, I would probably have to convert things anyways. So it's, you know, it's just a problem that everyone's gonna eventually have to deal with. But it's just more of a problem when you're dealing with the free version of Resolve, like I do,
Hmm.
because I'm cheap.
Well, if the YouTube channel ever starts making big bucks, I think you know what you're gonna buy first.
Uh, you can use FFmpeg easy with aliases. That's what I already do. Because I showed like a tidbit of essentially use like Dolphin service menus, which are basically ways that you can attach scripts into your context menu in the Dolphin file manager. I already use that. So I already basically use the equivalent of macros or aliases. So it's still a problem knowing what you want to do with FFmpeg to get it to do what you need it to do.
And FFmpeg is an absolutely amazing tool, but it is definitely a learning curve.
It is, because it's the main problem with it, I think, is just the fact that it has so much on it. And so they have to be able to fit as many things as possible, which is why you get the really bizarre syntax that it has.
Yeah, I mean, my main thing with this, like, it has a lot, and I think that's a good thing because most video editors are built on FFmpeg.
Yeah,
But when you're editing
like a
something like a
lot.
video, you want the representation in front of you because it's very important to have that preview.
Very. Which is why something like Handbrake exists, which
Hmm.
is another FFmpeg GUI.
Yep.
I love the command line if I could edit videos with the CLI. No, you fucking wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure someone psychotic might. But, like, the entire point of video editing is it's a visual thing. You don't... No. It's silly. Is there a competent FFmpeg with UI type thing? As far as I know, it's Handbrake. But Handbrake doesn't have everything.
FFmpeg has a lot of uses, and so you have like Handbrake compression applications, but you also have Kden Live, which is built on FFmpeg, I'm pretty sure.
There is that too, yeah. But I guess you were just talking about like the pure just converting a video.
Yeah.
There's like some other application. Yeah. There's like, I know there's like another application that I tried to get, which I think had some support for exporting in the MOV container stuff, but like it didn't really do the same thing either. Like there are just very specific kind of options that I needed that none of the like UI FFmpeg UIs had. So that's why I just resorted to using scripts.
I see.
Yeah, and that's like the one time that I've actually used the CLI in like any appreciable way. So, meh.
I mean, my experience with FFmpeg, I remember when these like 4K 60 FPS anime openings would be a bunch on YouTube, and so I was always trying to find how to do that, and I got some similar like results on FFmpeg, but nothing like crazy because I don't know the full tool set.
Yeah, and that's always kind of the problem. Is yeah, I just get lost. uh. Yo, why you look like peanut butter cup? I need some of that piece. Oh boy. It's because this camera tries its hardest, I swear.
It's great. You got did you switch the Sakuya and Marissa posters?
I did. It felt a little bit awkward, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Sakuya,
It's awkward having
best girl.
I mean, she's better. I don't know if she's number one, but
Who's your number one?
if I said that, I'd have to kill you on stream.
Oh my god.
Either way, I didn't. These wall scrolls were never my first choice, for the record. That's just what I have. My sister gave me these like a long time ago when I was like really big on my Toho binge at the time, but since then I've just had them.
Yeah, it's nice. I have 5 wall scrolls and they're all right in front of me, nicely organized.
Oh jeez. I have a giant TV in front of me. No place for wall scrolls there. I mean, there's a space for it like at the top, but it's not like you'd see it anyways. So.
How's gaming on
How's
your
it?
TV?
It's. I wouldn't play first-person shooters on it. I know that for sure. Because it does have some lag. But like anything else, it's fine. It's just a problem when I need to like play anything that's actually using the full screen real estate. Then I start having to like look at the corners more, and it's annoying.
The chat is asking a lot of questions. Let's answer some.
Okay. I'm just going to ignore the AI question because fuck AI.
What? So you don't like AI?
Why would I?
Why would you?
Fuck. Is there a reason you don't use AV1 for DaVinci Resolve for importing instead of converting source videos to a usable format? Or is DaVinci Resolve AV1 not good? So first off, I don't have an AV1 encoding capable card because the 30 series, I think it's the entire RTX 30 series, does not support AV1 encodes. It supports AV1 decodes. So it wouldn't be supported the same way, at least as far as my understanding. So either way, I think that would also depend on if Resolve actually supports AV1. That's the problem. I actually haven't checked that. I actually... Okay, I'm pretty sure I should still have the giant compatibility chart here, so I'll open that up quick. This should be it. Okay. Oh, this is old. Oh, this is July 2022. Jesus Christ. Seong, why did you do this? I have to go grab the sheet again. DaVinci Resolve supported codecs list. There's the updated one. Don't print it. Yeah, it's better. Okay. Let me see if I can share this on the screen.
Everyone in the chat's talking about AI stuff and we're just not gonna mention it?
Oh no! What have I done? Fuck. Not here.
Not here, guys. You hear that? Take your AI stuff to the Discord.
Go. No. We don't need that.
Okay, maybe not the Discord.
Oh god. That's huge. Just gonna do this very, very lazily. But, not actually sure where AV1 even is in this list. Oh, here it is. Oh, is it actually GPU accelerated? Wow, that's fantastic, I guess. Too bad I can't encode in AV1. That's the biggest problem. So I guess I found that part out. What the hell is with all the AI? No! We need a video where you give us a tour of your Linux setup, apps you use, and your current workflow. I'm curious, and I'm sure it's not only me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been asked that a few times, actually. I've meant to do that, but that's because I've also have other things that I needed to get to first. So, I want to. Not now. I've tinkered with Linux before. It's made strides since then. I might try it out again, depending on a few games I play. It's always getting better. I can only say that much. I do remember that at one point, I really wanted to do something about... I really wanted to do a video at the time about when the finals came out, when that was not supported on Linux. And I thought that would be a perfect thing to use as an example of one of the games that doesn't support Linux, even though it otherwise technically works. Then, like, the next week after, they actually lifted support and now Linux is playable on it. So...
Good job, Linux bros.
I guess. And then granted, that game actually has issues, but now those are technical issues that are part of Wine. So that's on Wine to fix them. But the game itself otherwise works great. So...
I actually was surprised when Pal World worked day one out of the box.
I'm honestly not surprised at this point, because it's like the majority of games that are played these days, it's like you kind of just have to... You have to go out of your way to make Linux not work anymore. So...
You have to run the Gen 2 thing because you forgot to add an important hardware component to make it not work.
No. I think that outside of FPS games, almost all games work out of the box. No, even FPS games, like if you're gonna be talking about just like the Call of Duty games, all of them work up until Modern Warfare 2016 or 29, whatever. The new Modern Warfare,
2016
not
was
the
a
old.
while back. There's been a lot of Call of Duty games since then.
There's been too many. There's been too many. What the fuck is Modern Warfare 3? I've been asking myself so long, what the fuck is that game? I am convinced that was not made by a real human being.
AI.
It's so bad. It might end up being... I legit actually have a theory that Modern Warfare 3 may have actually just been made, at least scripted by AI. Because the stuff they do in that game is fucking stupid. Yeah, as long as the game doesn't have kernel level anti-cheat. Yeah, basically. Pretty much.
That's actually a funny thing, because a bunch of CSGO YouTubers are fine with a kernel level anti-cheat to fix the cheater problem in CSGO.
Are they? Damn.
Yeah, so I mean, like, we Linux users despise kernel level anti-cheats, but it seems that there's a bunch of CSGO YouTubers who are fine with it.
Yeah, that's kind of a tricky problem, because cheating is always just been a tricky problem. So I think what it is that I heard is that, because I actually do play Battlefield games quite often, like the last one is 5 that does support it. 2042 doesn't, but who plays 2042? But BF5 and I think 4 have a server-side anti-cheat, but people have generally said that it's not very effective. Now, I haven't personally ran into cheating lobbies, so I can count myself somewhat lucky, but, you know, there is definitely precedent there for kernel level cheats are probably more effective, even if it's not good.
But even then, like take a look at Valorant. They have kernel level anti-cheat, but they also have a cheating problem.
Yeah, that's just what's gonna happen. It's like when there is a will, there is a way, and there's always gonna be cheater. Just like there's always gonna be pirates out. No matter how good your DRM is, there's going to be piracy. No matter how good your cheating system is, there's always gonna be cheaters out who's gonna try and do some bullshit anyways. Because after a certain point, they take it as a challenge.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
It's my favorite. Bursts into Activision offices. What the fuck is Modern Warfare 3? Oh no. Seong, do something. Most professional players have a chunky PC, so they don't care if they lose 3 FPS because of kernel level software. Sadly, I have to work for my stuff in my third world country, and they're expensive as fuck. Valorant not working on Linux is a plus.
I agree
I
with
would
that
say
completely.
I try not to speak. I try to be neutral on games, because even though I don't personally like Destiny 2, I think it's a plus that game doesn't work.
I don't try to be neutral. I used to think, oh, there's a fair argument between Valorant and CSGO, but then Counter-Strike 2 trailer launched, and I was like, all right, screw that fair argument anymore. CS2 is the obvious winner. Because the only points for Valorant before CS2 was that Valorant was newer.
Oh, fuck. Fucking made it outdated in like a day. Like I've never actually played CS2, but I've heard good things about it. But that's not my type of game.
Yeah, with the thing with CS2 is that there's good things and bad things, but the bad things are mostly because it's new and that it needs time to be fixed. So right now, like I haven't played CS2 in like 2 months now, maybe 3, because I'm first of all, I've got school and stuff, but I'm waiting for the game to be better, and it will be better. I'm just waiting for it.
At least regarding CS2, I think that's one. How many games actually run on the Source 2 engine, for what it's worth? Isn't it just like their VR stuff? And that's
Dota 2.
Dota 2 does? Oh.
The Half-Life game that came out was on Source 2.
Alex.
Yeah. What else? The Sandbox, the new Gary's mod.
Yes, that. The one that people tried to pirate a version of Team Fortress 2 on.
Yeah,
they realized, oh yeah, you're stealing your IP.
People tried to recreate Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike 2 on Sandbox.
Look,
And
fuck
Valve
around. Yeah, like fuck around long enough. I wasn't really surprised. What about Super Tux Kart with viewers? Who actually plays Super Tux Kart?
I love Super Tux Kart, guys. No, it's an okay game. I mean, it's a very like old one, definitely. Super Tux Kart reminds me a lot about Garfield Kart. I don't know if you guys have played Garfield Kart, but I have Garfield Kart and Garfield Kart 2.
No. Why would you do that to yourself? These
are amazing, wonderful creations.
No, that's horrible.
I also have Gensoko Skydrift, which is pretty much just Toho Kart. But these games, they're not necessarily cheap games, but they're games that aren't the craziest, like in terms of production quality.
I've seen Tux Kart, and like that is very cool that we have sort of like an open source kind of racing game kind of thing, but it's also like it's a kart racing game. And honestly, if you kind of want to do that, there's Sonic Roboblast 2. I'm sorry, that's the better. It runs on Doom. How could you not love it? Garfield Kurt Sweep. No. See, Super Tux Kart is bad. Like I don't really make a sense. Like I at least played 5 minutes of it. It's okay.
It's not a game you dedicate your life to.
No, it's not. It's not.
But it is definitely supposed to be like more of a demo for the potential of open source games.
Right. Oh! You disappeared fast.
Join the left. Come back.
Why does it keep happening?
They're too stream afraid, I guess.
It happened once before too, because I remember when I was capturing footage for like the Windows VMs, and I think he appeared for like 1 femtosecond and then just left.
Femtoseconds? Is that an actual unit?
People sure like to think it is.
No, again, not Google says nothing, or DuckDuckGo says nothing.
You're a computer, I'm a USB. No, no. Hey man, I'm new here. I moved to Linux because of your videos. I was a fence sitter for ages, but now I'm a proud Penguin user. I of course you had to end it with, I use Arch, by the way.
Well, welcome to the squad, I guess. Linux is amazing, and it's also the deepest rabbit hole you'll dive down.
For the best and the worst reasons, I promise. The thing is, I'm pretty sure some people might think I love showing off my thing.
People just join and leave.
What the fuck's happening? So like, oh fuck, train of thought. So like I like to show the fact that I'm using Linux a lot, but because it's EndeavorOS, I keep getting the nagging feeling in the back of my head. I'm gonna be like, oh god, this is gonna sound like I'm using Arch, by the way. I really should put like a Linux Mint logo on there or something. Just be like, that's not the meme. I'm just trying to show it's running on Linux. Because I'm pretty sure there's someone who probably thinks I'm like gaslighting everyone and like, oh no, this is just using Windows 98 or something.
Well,
Or be
I
like,
think
yeah.
the thing with the whole "I use Arch, by the way" thing, it's funny because it's almost cult-like, but I really think Arch is the pinnacle of the Linux desktop, but desktop. Very very big emphasis on desktop.
Okay. Not sure about that
All right,
in particular.
let's hear it.
I don't know. I don't have an answer. That's the problem.
Okay.
I actually do want to use some of the other distros after I played around with them a little bit, particularly Fedora.
Ooh,
But
definitely use like other distros. I haven't used Fedora myself, but I used to main Ubuntu, and then I went to Pop! OS, and then I went to Manjaro. Now I'm at Endeavor at your recommendation, which I'm very happy I took because I'm enjoying Endeavor a lot.
yeah, it is definitely an improvement over Manjaro at the very least. Like, it's just, I'm surprised Manjaro has lasted as long as it has, to be frank. Like, I had a good impression from using Fedora when I was trying it. I'm not the biggest fan of them pushing Flatpaks and Wayland, specifically. but the rest of the desktop seems like it would be up my alley. So, I don't know. Could never OS this Manjaro, but good. Also, there are some people here who are asking me to play games. Fine, we'll play a motherfucking video game already. Because I did kind of promise that. Just had to...
Video games? Oh my god!
Oh no.
I'd say let's all hop into a Roblox server, but ever since Roblox destroyed the wine scene for Linux, it doesn't work anymore.
Oh no. Now I can't play, now I can't play Child Laborers, the game. That's what it is.
Roblox works still? Maybe. I think the Roblox player did support wine because I got it working on my laptop, but I remember they completely destroyed grape juice.
Yeah, they kind of did. Are you running Xorg or Wayland? Xorg. Because it actually fucking works. I'm not just saying that because of NVIDIA, by the way. I have used Wayland on NVIDIA, and you know what? Wayland on NVIDIA is not actually that bad outside of X-Wayland. The problem is, half the shit that you can do in Xorg doesn't have a way of working in Wayland.
But surprisingly, the only reliable Android emulator or like
is on
Wayland.
Yeah, that's the irony here. Waydroid is only on Wayland, so it makes sense, I guess. But like, here's the problem. Ever since I started hearing about the fact that they were fighting about how to do desktop icons, not desktop icons, window icons. Somehow the simple fact of letting Windows have their own icon sparked an entire argument that's still ongoing. And at that point, I'm just like, no, I'm not touching this.
These are the Linux rants and fanatics going crazy over if Windows should have icons.
That's the start of it. It's the problem.
Yeah, I think eventually when you're like an open source project, they're doing this well, you have to find an argument.
Yes, unfortunately. It's like, a part of me, like, I understand why they want to make Wayland work right the first time, but then it's like, dude, you've been spending years on this, you still don't have things working, and you're gonna force people on now when you still haven't figured this stuff out?
I think it's definitely working fine in terms of like as a comparison to Xorg. There's the website like Are We Wayland Yet? And the main conclusion is that we're mostly there. We're just working on the nitty-gritty.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of is the thing. So like once the X-Wayland problems have been kind of figured out, particularly on NVIDIA, but let's put that aside. Once they figure out things like window icons and window placement, because the reason why I really caught on to that particularly is because of the PCSX2 developer. The one who's been like spearheading a lot of its recent development has basically come out and said, Wayland is a pile of garbage, we can't support this. It also doesn't help that a lot of it is because half of the shit that they want to do won't work on GNOME because GNOME wants to do their own thing. So...
Can we get some clapping emojis in the audience for that amazing joke right there?
Oh boy, no. It's gonna hurt spam in the chat here going for terrible humor. Ooh. Oh yeah, Brody. Oh yeah, Brody Robertson. So I'm not gonna get into like any kind of drama thing here going. As I'm not really a big fan of the whole drama thing. It just makes me laugh how someone like Brody Robertson can find a way to somehow talk about, like, web developers or the window icons fiasco and somehow make, like, 20-minute videos on it. I don't understand how that guy does it. It's not what I would personally do, but, you know, good on him. Thank you very much, Mazel Hub, for your your preemptive heart spam in the chat. That's lovely. I mean, yes, Xorg support for Manhattan will end, blah, 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 blah. I know. I'm saying Wayland needs to get its act together soon, or else I'm gonna have a real problem here.
In a similar topic to Wayland, what have you tried FreeBSD or OpenBSD or any of its variants?
No.
All right.
I'm not that much of a dork.
I tried it once on my laptop, and it's interesting. I definitely think it's getting there. I think BSD right now is a lot better on the server side and is still figuring out the desktop side.
I think my biggest thing is just that the BSDs or the derivatives are very, like, they're very Linux adjacent to begin with, so it just kind of makes things even more confusing.
The thing is, BSD, FreeBSD, and all the BSD variants, they're what Wayland is to Xorg, as BSD is to Linux. That's my view.
Yeah. I guess that's a way of putting it. Can I do game capture from this? Oh, right, this is an OpenGL game, technically. So I don't think this will work. Oh, okay, so that one's just not even gonna work. Okay. Oh no. Don't tell me I can't capture GameScope windows. Oh, that's gonna suck.
What game you trying to run?
I'm trying to play. So I have a game running. Words. What are words? So. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get Arcana Heart 2 to, like, capture, which I have running in a GameScope window. In this case, Arcana Heart 2 is the arcade game, which is running in Wine, because it's one of those Windows games, arcade games that are actually just an embedded Windows thing, because it forces full screen. So I would try to have it running in GameScope, and it is running fine in GameScope. Problem is, I'm not sure. Oh, okay, I get it. It's because I need to have it on the same screen because I have compositing disabled. That's good, I guess.
I would just like to highlight William's comment. Is Hannah Montana Linux a good starting point? Absolutely.
No. Actually, one of the best Linux distros of all time is Rebecca Black OS, because it was the first distro that came with Wayland out of the box. which is fucking stupid, but whatever. Should work if I just... Oh boy.
We got a person who... Oh, come on.
Again?
My friend, what are you doing?
Sly, this keeps happening.
Oh, it was funny? Did that one on purpose? Come on.
We can't let this keep happening.
Oh, come on.
It's just gonna keep
All right,
happening.
I guess we have to just ignore it now.
Yeah, ignore the voices in your head. They lie to
Yeah.
you.
Okay, that one was funny. Joined, played his
What's going on?
soundboard, and left.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? God damn it. I think I could probably put up the game capture on the Discord. I'm not sure if you actually care about that. Far enough. For some reason, it's not getting up in capture, so...
Text. Interesting. I wonder what ties to Greece this game has.
To Greece?
Because there was like scrolling Greek text.
Oh, no, there is none. There is no. It's kind of a schlocky game, I'm just gonna say. Like, it's a very good fighting game, but it's also one of those you kind of have... If you haven't heard of it, you probably wouldn't make anything of it. It's a very niche fighting game.
No.
Hmm.
My favorite fighting game is Vanguard Princess, but no one knows about that either.
Actually, I think I may have heard of that one, but...
It's nothing crazy, it's very simple.
Well, unfortunately for everyone, this one isn't that simple. I think just making sure the inputs actually work this time. This is kind of running with Technoparrot, but Technoparrot is very stupid about the way it grabs gamepad sometimes, so I have to like make sure that the inputs are correct. Translation: boneless chicken. Fucking wish. Okay, that was a great transition. Like, I made that transition in like 30 minutes.
Can we
So
see
that
you
was like
play
a long
again?
ass time ago. Yeah. It's okay. I actually had to I actually had to go out of my way to update a lot of those because they were using formats that I essentially had to figure out in FFmpeg how to convert videos into VP9 with transparency, and then I got those to work. Because of course Resolve can't natively it does not natively support VP9, at least not with the free version. Sit in court being the wrong. He looks like 10. Oh, what the hell is with this boring shit? Is this one of those fighting games where you check the inputs frame by frame or you get bodied? For most of the game, no. For one part of the game, we'll talk about it when we get there. I have no idea why this one is one of my favorites, but I guess I will at least try to demonstrate it. So, Arcana Heart, for anyone who hasn't heard, is a very moe fighting game, is how the creators originally described it. It's essentially an all-girls kind of 2D fighter thing. The main unique factor is that you have these arcanas that you can use that augments your character's abilities in various ways. So there's like a ridiculous amount of character customizations that you can have, or character combinations with arcanas that you can use, which is something that really mostly comes into play when you're playing in like competitive. But this is the second game of the franchise.
Selection menu.
It is. Also, this game's only released in this specific game's only released in Japan, so lots of moon runes. This stuff you won't understand.
Did you call Japanese moon runes?
Yeah, that's what they are. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot about it. Fuck.
What?
Okay, you might have to hear it. Oh no, they're not getting the audio from this, are they? Fuck.
The stream audio is really low though.
Oh. It's just really low.
Yeah, I definitely hear it. But it's low.
Let me bump that up a little bit. Okay, I guess you won't hear it until the next time.
Oh, much better.
Yeah. Yo, just discovered your channel. Love your editing style. Oh, thanks. I feel like I switch editing styles not switch, but things take so goddamn long for me sometimes that it does feel like multiple different editing styles sometimes. I don't know. I just have to do much better with time management, which is the problem. They're asking if you're reading the chat, by the way.
I answered them in the chat.
So, wow, that's a dick move. The longest franchise, the story is probably stupid anyways. I guess now you'll actually be able to hear what the hell the music is. So, I may have modded this game a little bit, which is why you hear Among Us. I also realized that
stream muted because I would hear very much echoes.
yeah, that's a problem.
It's fine. I'm just spectating the gameplay.
Yeah, but it also means that because I have this sound pack mod on this game for whatever reason, I also forgot that I have the final boss play a completely different tune to what she's supposed to be playing. So that's gonna be fun when I get there. I'm also not playing my best. Hence why I left.
Not only do you have to play
No, it's
video
not
games,
official
but
audio.
You have to also read the chat.
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge, or it's going to be the biggest challenge, anyways. So yeah, they're only getting a semi-official experience. Then again, who the hell's heard of this game? I guess they won't know the difference. This is gonna be unique. Okay, why is someone being incredibly kinky in the chat? I'm actually not sure why, and it's kind of getting weird. Gonna have to ask you to stop right now. Are there any games you used to play that you missed because you didn't sell your soul to Microsoft? So for the longest time, like that's basically talking about games that were compatible that I can't play because of compatibility with Linux. So for the longest time for me, that probably would have been Phantasy Star Online 2. That game hasn't had an anti-cheat in past tense. That didn't work with Linux. But around the time that I was making the Linux video, the first Linux video at like the end of 2022, that game actually did get a surprise update that actually unlocked anti-cheat for Linux. So
Personally,
after,
boot, so I don't run those programs.
yeah, like if you dual boot it, but I don't like dual booting as a practice. It's
Why
the
not?
thing, so takes up disk space and it kind of goes against the whole spirit of gaming on Linux in a way.
I can see it. I really like Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Flight Sim is a game I've kind of always wanted to play, but didn't really understand, I guess.
I even have
So,
a
there's
joystick.
I have 2 joysticks and neither of them fucking work.
A lot of people talking about how grub partitions, dual booting nukes and stuff, and you might feel tempted. I have not launched Windows in a couple months now because I can do 99% of my stuff on it.
I kind of forced myself to not use Windows, and at this point I really don't have anything I wouldn't use it. Like before, it would have been Technoparrot. But when I found out what actually makes that work on Linux, it's like, well, now I don't need it at all. Or need Windows at all, so, no. I really don't have a need for it. I would have set the finals, but that game works on Linux now, so. Oh boy. Whatever the fuck chat's doing, I don't know what to think of it.
Let them do their thing.
I don't know. Like, as long as it's not against TOS, alright? Nothing that would actually get me banned. God, I keep forgetting how simple this game is in comparison to the third. Because Arcana Heart 3 is the game that most people have probably heard of. Because it's the one that actually got like a release. A physical release. And, not physical. It just got released in America. And that game has a far more sophisticated battle system than this one does. So. It also is the game that has like 8 goddamn releases. It is the Street Fighter 2 of the franchise. Somehow. Oh. Let's talk about bomb making no.
Speaking of bombs, have you guys ever played Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes?
I've at least heard of that.
I love that game. I absolutely love that game. I'm the guy that just sits in front of the manual. I have like my paper and pencil for notes, and I go at it. I'm like, cut the red wire, cut the blue wire, turn it clockwise twice.
What kind of game even is that?
So it's a 2-player co-op game where one person's defusing the bomb and the other person is telling that person how to defuse the bomb. So yeah, one person has the bomb in front of their screen and the other person can either print the manual PDF or like have the PDF open on their computer, and they have to it's so you can buy one copy and then play with 2 people.
Damn.
But it's
That's
a really fun game.
That does sound actually kind of cool. Does that game run on Linux?
Yes. Yes, it does, and with no issues at all.
Perfect. There's your endorsement. I was the manual guy too. By the end, it was insane. I had 10 pages permanently on screen for quick access.
Yeah, no, it definitely gets
fighting.
to be like that. For me, I prefer the paper manuals instead. I really enjoy that paper feel of just going through it and checking off what we've done and stuff. And I would have my finger, like my 4 fingers, in each of the important pages so that I could quickly flip through them if I needed to, and then with my left hand, and then with my right hand, I would have my pencil and note card for like, oh, we've done this many of this thing, and then we're on the 4th turn of this button type thing.
Yeah. So what you're saying is this game is better than Starfield.
Hell yeah!
And it should have.
In terms of like enjoyment quality with friends and things, I have never had. Actually, I've had fun with like a lot of games with friends, but that game, I had a friend and me and him, we were like linked, chain linked, like we were going.
Okay, that sounds bad. That sounds horrifying.
No, we were like same mind, different bodies type thing. We got callouts going. It was amazing.
Wow. I mean, let's be honest. It wouldn't take a lot to be better than Starfield, I think. Although I say this as a person who actually likes Fallout 4. I would also probably hazard a guess to say it probably has more support than Red Dead Redemption 2.
Tyler saying improving spreadsheets in the Notes app by the end of the bomb game. Yeah, no, for me, I definitely optimized everything we could.
Well, Do you think the angel girl would be the one making bombs?
The one in this game?
Yes. Does she look like the kind who would be making bombs?
No, she does not.
Damn.
The angel
Would've been
girl
my
is
guess.
probably a bomb. I don't think she's making bombs.
Okay. So... It's gonna be hard to talk because I actually kind of have to focus a little bit at this part for a specific reason. Otherwise, if I eat ass, then, well, I have to restart.
Well, that makes me in charge of the chat, guys.
Oh no! Fuck! The only reason I really want to focus is because I actually want to fucking get through this fight without actually losing a round. Ow. Unfortunately, the Arcana Heart games have kind of a serious history of really dickish boss AI. So...
One of that reminded me, so there was, in Vanguard Princess, there was the boss character, and super hard to beat. But if you buy the DLC for her, it turns out that she is as strong as she was in the fight, as a playable character.
Oh.
So that DLC is broken because this is one of the few times where the boss, when you unlock it as a playable character, is actually that good.
Speaking of broken characters. Although, granted, she's not as broken in this game, but this is the prelude of things that were to come, which is what would have made this franchise infamous. And no, it's not just the boobs. Even though it's pretty fucking obvious. The boobs are really fucking obvious. They knew what they were doing with this character design.
I was confused at why you said that, and then the stream changed to that scene, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, so, disclaimer, no, it is not supposed to be playing the Sonic Unleashed fight music. I added that. So this could go either two ways. I could either actually manage to win somehow, or I'm just gonna get steamrolled. It could go either one of two ways with this fight. Oh. Oh, oh, starting to bullshit. Oh, starting to bullshit. I can't do anything against that, for the record.
This reminds me a lot of the Vanguard Princess boss.
Yeah. And now you know why Paracelsia is one of the most infamous bosses in fighting game history.
Yeah, no, this one can fly, just like the other one.
Oh no, this isn't her worst form, by the way. This is just the game that she came from. But in the third game, she actually gets a cameo appearance in the arcade game, in the arcade version. Sorry, yeah, in the arcade mode of the console port of the third Arcana Heart game. That's a mouthful. This bitch actually appears as a cameo. And you know what they did to her? They actually gave her a teleport.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's awful. And that's why her third game appearance is probably one of the most infamous in fighting games, for fuck's sake. I might be able to show that off at some point, but it would take me a little bit to actually do that in Arcana Heart 3, so, yeah. But also, I'm not gonna spend an hour on this bitch.
They'd be giving her more than she deserves. Speaking of a long time on boss fights, for the first Toho game, I spent a combined total of 18 hours trying to beat the second boss.
So the saddest part is, I actually have played the first Toho game a lot.
Yeah, no, it was... I had a 12-hour session where the only thing I did for those 12 hours is try to beat the Toho boss from the first game, the second one.
Okay, 12 hours is maybe a bit much. Like, that's the time I'd spend on this bitch.
I'll never forget that. The Steam song for the game was ingrained in my head.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, this is bullshit. Bombs are cool. If you keep talking, nobody explodes. If only she stomped on me with that attack. That's the fucking dream, and they knew what they were doing when they designed those shoes. For that stomp attack. Man, I've had an easier time with her before. But again, it's like, it's fucking roulette whether or not the game will actually let you win. Because she just does bullshit. And this is without her teleporting all over the place. And she heals herself. So it could actually take forever. Or is she gonna do that? Or she can just keep doing that. Or you can just keep doing that. Or you could just keep doing that. Alright. She controls balls. At least 3. Okay, now I see how unfair Paris is. Yes. Yes. And this isn't her worst form. This is her on easy mode.
You know what we should do? We should get the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game and play that on stream.
Which fighting game?
The JoJo's Bizarre Adventure one.
Okay, which one?
The pixel art one. I have the file for it. One second.
Okay, so that's just the one called Bizarre Adventure. Yeah. Gotcha. Why that one specifically? It's like I didn't have a problem with that. Actually, kind of like the JoJo game.
It's really fun.
I just don't get much out of it because I'm not much of a JoJo fan. Like, I know Pav is very much like into JoJo stuff. I meant to, but I just haven't had the time.
JoJo Band. That's what the short abbreviation of it was.
Okay. That didn't hit me. Okay. Sure. I was blocking. I was holding right. I'm not trying to sound like DSP here. I was holding black. Can't even blame it on lag. I've unfortunately had the displeasure of spending 2 hours on this bitch on many occasions. So I'm only gonna give this like 2 more shots. If I can't get it then I'm just gonna call it quits on the game because fuck. That's all she deserves. I was holding right, famous last words. Fuck you. I wasn't there. Okay. Oh, there you go. Why is Cuss selective with reading? I don't understand what's going on. I've done a lot wrong for the record, so I'm not the innocent one. First off, I used this bitch as an avatar once, and I kind of regret that. Yeah. It's like when people say that, because I know I've read more than a couple of comments that have been like, oh, I can't take you seriously because you're using anime avatar. You know what? I kind of agree. What? Oh, there you go. That's actually a pretty mid run. Yeah, and of course more fan service. Just to end it off. Just, yeah. Bye, booby elf. Ugh. Yeah, so the fictional character has feelings. Beaver is.
Oh my god, we're dropping in viewers, guys. Why is this happening?
Probably because I kept calling the booby elf a bitch. Well, that's what she
Mm.
is.
What are we gonna do to keep retention rates up?
I don't give a shit about the attention rates. I expected to only get 5 people watching, and there's like 30.
Well, we
So,
had 54 before, so
oh
we
well. They only
we
came
went
for the
wrong
Linux
somewhere.
stuff, and they stopped at the anime girls. It's like
Probably.
shit.
They're like,
Anime
oh my God,
burns
it's
my
the
soul.
Linux guy talking, and they click and they see fighting game of anime women.
I can't really blame them, but you know, I don't know why I have a strange obsession with this game. It probably doesn't deserve it. It is definitely not the best in this franchise, but I like it regardless. Even though I can't understand a fucking word of it. Fidget spinner, my guy. Fidget spinner. Seong's entire career ending on this stream. Oh no! What will I ever do without my 5,000 subscribers?
Speaking of which, you're only 5 times bigger than I am.
Only, they say.
1,000. I only have 1,000 subscribers.
I mean, it's amazing that you have 1,000 to begin with. I'm surprised that I even got 2,000, let alone 5.
Yeah, no, one video just blew up, and all of a sudden, yeah, I just decided not to continue uploading though.
Did the pressure get to you or something? Or you just had better things to do. You decided, no, I'm gonna stop early before YouTube takes over my entire life. I heard you make $1 a week per subs. I don't know if that's actually being like a joke in that instance, saying I actually make money, because right now I actually don't have any kind of monetization on the channel at all. Funny, because I actually did give the monetization thing a try. Now I'm probably not going to actually monetize the videos necessarily, but I did actually apply for the partner program just to see like how that would go. Especially because of a lot of YouTuber accounts have been getting hacked and shit. I just feel like having that connection might help. How is this the fastest time on this goddamn scoreboard? God damn it. I did actually apply for monetization, although I don't think I'm actually going to be doing monetization on the videos. Is the thing. So I'm still mostly going to be focusing on just like donations from people, because honestly that means a lot more to me than dealing with YouTube shitty ads, because frankly they're just god awful and I just don't want any part of that. I don't want to support that.
He's someone. He decided. Oh yes, perfect. Welcome.
Oh, hello, mysterious voice. You're a little quiet.
Ah, my chair is squeaking a lot. Perfect.
Oh. Hi, it's popular internet person, the Linux dude Dominic Hayes. How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing fine, I guess. Totally not going insane trying to update a repository right now.
Gotcha. Dealing with that
That's
yeah.
the reason why I'm currently in here, just while I'm waiting for that thing to do its thing. And hopefully work this time. Just freaking darn it.
Gotcha. Again, they just keep appearing. They're not doing anything.
Another one.
Wow. At least got 3 people here. Great. That's 2 other people that have to suffer with me.
But hey, on the plus side, you got British person in the VC now. British.
What?
We're going multinational.
I can do quite the number of accents.
The ironic thing is that I'm literally British in the to begin with.
Looking at the chat here, someone's talking about, I think, different Linux flavors. Let's not get into the why they exist, okay? Because that's stupid and complicated. But
Why
it really
distros
does go.
exist?
Yeah, I think they're just talking about different distro flavors.
Hey, it's like ice cream. I get to choose.
Yeah, pretty
True.
much. YouTube's
be
just
fair,
showing
flavors-
ads and taking the rev.
So,
Yeah. So there's just comments here about the monetization stuff. So yeah, I do not like the way that YouTube's going with regards to like how it's just taking money and trying to profit off of a lot of people, and also the fact that they keep trying to like dissuade people from using ad blockers by suggesting that they please stop using it or they won't be able to use the website.
I thought they just slowed it down.
Well, I'm pretty sure they may still have that disclaimer there, but it's just the ad blockers have all just started blocking that part. And so as a result, now they're getting into the slowing down things now. Part of that is because of the ad blockers. Like, because for some reason, whoever the hell designed YouTube decided that if a certain element doesn't show, that the element itself just stays, like, it just stalls the loading of the video for like 12 seconds or something. And then as a fallback, it just lets the video load. I don't know who designed YouTube, but that was a really fucking stupid design to have.
I have noticed that.
pretty-
I have noticed that like right now the stream buffered for like 5-10 seconds and then it just continued. Despite
Oh,
my
yeah, which I'm
internet
not seeing
connection
here.
being
Yeah.
extremely fast.
Also,
Yeah, and I'm not seeing
wasn't the
drop
whole-
frames here, so.
Wait, wasn't the whole like loading thing also that it tries playing a bait video ad and then checks if the video is playing before timing out eventually if it can't
I
play the video?
think that's what it is, yeah. It's something
So,
related to,
yeah.
like, because of an
Bait.
asset being blocked, that it then just stays stalled on that 12-second timeout or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it is partially the ad
Basically,
blockers for not being...
bait.
But yeah. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's the point. YouTube is fucking stupid. But that's where the people watch. YouTube, I understand that it is where people go to watch their stuff. And I understand. Because what I don't... Yeah. Go ahead.
I guess related points, like, given what Laplace said in chat, remember, people used Internet Explorer unironically and preferred Internet Explorer in the final years of its life. Even. If I can speak properly without stuttering, that is.
Oh no, it's fine. Like, you fucking worried about how you sound? Like, trust me, oof.
But yeah,
I'm the
like,
savant of sounding like this.
It's like, you worry about people using Chrome? I mean, I knew people that literally preferred using Internet Explorer on the final year of its lifetime, even. Though. Those people literally exist in the world.
There are people, and I think I was actually wanting to mention this like earlier, is like there are people who were or maybe still are using Windows 7.
Yeah, and a
I
good and a
mean,
good portion too, because you heard that voice when Steam was coming down.
well, man, you know what? That would actually be a pretty perfect segue into mentioning freaking Garathene Plasma. Not gonna lie. But, nah.
I've not heard of that.
Basically, some guy is making a full-on Windows 7 transformation for KD Plasma.
Which, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, it's honestly really freaking good so far. Like, I'm using it on
That
my other machine that I'm updating the repository with. It's really
that
good
is
so
the
far, unironically.
that is also definitely the benefit of something like Plasma, is that it is super customizable out of the box
Yeah.
anyways, that you can actually make it do that stuff, which is cool.
Yeah. I mean, heck, they actually poured the whole glass reflection thing and the taskbar lore as well into KD Plasma. Like, they
Nice.
are really cooking with this thing.
Honestly, if you're still using Windows 7, I really don't know what to say. Like, you have essentially the same compatibility, if not less, than Linux.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that's I feel like this is something I've been trying to establish since the very first video, is that I've tried using a debloated Windows 10. It was a worse experience, and I had to go out of my way to fix more stuff than I would have if I just used Linux and learned how to use Wine. Which Wine, you saw earlier, it can do even the most obscure ass bullshit just fine. Like, so I would have an easier time using Linux and a better time using Linux and learning how to use Wine to get the games I want to work than it would be trying to fix up Windows 7 or 8 or 10 to work the way I want it to.
I'd bet you that Vine would even work better with older games than Windows 10 would.
Uh,
No.
you know
Like
what?
stuff
I
like
would.
Sonic fan games and Tohu come to mind.
One of the best things that one of my favorite things, and it's such a tiny little thing that I really love about particularly like Wine GE, but also Proton does it because it's actually part of the Proton patch set, is the full screen hack. That thing is so goddamn amazing because that means I don't have to worry about my screen resolution changing all the damn time. The window will just scale up to the desktop size, and it works perfectly. It works better than Windows because I don't have to deal with the screen blinking every 5 seconds when it has to go in and out of a window.
That is very true, yeah. I remember there's a bunch of games that will just completely resize your screen. Even when you exit, it still stays that way.
Oh no, this is a bigger problem when you're actually running like Technoparrot games. This is a bigger problem with that because those are arcade games. They don't have configurable display resolution, so you have to sit through those screen changes. Which is yeah.
Oh, no. That that actually reminds me of the fact that I guess apparently Rhine on a certain display server now has screen with size emulation. Look, I wonder if that means they just it's like kind of scale up the thing to your screen size, or if they still actually resize the screen. In that case, in the newly introduced thing for a certain
Oh, for
display
like
server,
wine for like okay.
Rhine in Maryland, basically.
Like if they do that, that would actually be pretty cool. But like if it works similarly to the Proton full screen hack that we have now for X, if they just have that natively for
Yeah.
the Wayland driver thing, then that would be kind of cool. But
It would be interesting to
I don't
see if
know.
that's the case, or if they just still somehow have the screen resize in Maryland.
It would be interesting for sure. And like I look forward to that. Ever gonna do a vid on window managers or desktop environments? No, on window managers because I don't have a personal interest in them. And I think window managers are something where there are so many more moving parts that it would just be hard to cover it without it being weird. Desktop environments I absolutely want to do because I actually am waiting on Plasma 6 to arrive because I definitely want to talk about Plasma. And also
Oh,
eventually I
man.
want to talk about GNOME and maybe like XFCE or stuff like that, but
I'm an XFCE user because I don't know, it's lighter weight than the other ones, and it's also pretty nice.
Oh, man. I
XFCE
guess.
is pretty
I'm
nice.
sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I guess on the plus side, it's only a few days away, is Plasma 6, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Given it's February now.
Yeah, I think it's like late February. No, it's like the 21st is the private release, quote unquote, where they release it but don't push it, and then the week after is the public announcement version.
Oh boy. That's gonna be interesting. For me, at least. Because the fact that it's like I'm gonna have to rewrite Fenris's theme and all for Q6.
Oh, it's unfortunately it's probably gonna happen at the end of the day. The QT change and shit. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually looking forward to it though because it gives me an opportunity to do a whole last theme redesign that I've been planning to do since like 2021. Heck, it literally makes me have to do it even.
hmm.
Either way. No.
So, okay, there's a couple of other comments. So, hi, any suggestion on a cheap but good XLR interface to use instead of my Elgato Wave XLR while I wait for Elgato to hopefully support Linux and make it usable? So, I don't know if anyone's noticed. This isn't an XLR cable. This is USB. So, I'm using the AT2020 USB version, which is how I get around it. So, I don't have an interface at all. Usually whatever cheap like XLR deck that you can get usually will probably work. I don't know because I don't work with XLR interfaces. Oh, I remember. Focusrite's Scarlet series. So like the Solo, the 2i series, all that shit. Those have great Linux support. And that's at least, I only know that because Pav uses them. Which, by the way, if you haven't heard already, Pav_live on YouTube, he also makes pretty good Linux videos sometimes. Shameless sellout. But he uses Scarlet, and that's his XLR interface of choice, and it seems to work fine for him when his stuff isn't breaking around it. But you know, the actual interface itself seems to work fine. The biggest argument I've heard is referring to older versions of Windows is they use Windows 7 for production machines. Like, they absolutely do not want any kind of updates until the end of production. Which, yeah, businesses do that. Whether it's the best idea in the world or not is another story. But there are definitely those who stubbornly use Windows 7 still. Granted,
I
what I was really go ahead.
I want to say that, like, yeah, a bunch of people use Windows 7, but I've been in hospitals that are still running Windows 98.
Yeah,
And like there are people that just won't change their computer to anything else because the current system just works.
I won't
Oh
even
man.
get into like all the ATM machines or like the machines that work the metro system in New York, for example. Those things still run OS2. When the fuck did you ever hear anything about IBM OS2?
MJD, personally. Okay, jokes aside
Mm,
though, that reminds me of the fact that I remember once in a Sainsbury's seeing the freaking NT 4.0 bug check screen on one of the tills a few years back.
only thing I do know is that there is like a strip mall, like a couple blocks down, and so when I was last at the supermarket down there, one of the supermarkets there, They had like a display that was just the Windows blue screen of death. This also happened at the post office
Nice.
too. Like, yeah. So it was the Windows 10 BSOD for what it's worth, but yeah, like, I don't know. That says something, I guess.
And it failed to push because I ran out of storage. Great, time to make another repository for this. Yippee. So that I reset the storage quota.
Keep asking me to play Arkham Asylum. No. I will not play your goddamn Batman game. I have no offense. I actually do like the Arkham games. I have Asylum and City installed on this, but like I'm not personally playing through them now. I'm kind of at that point in Asylum personally, like at about the halfway point. And you know how it is with like any game that you play that's like longer than 5 hours, or you're like halfway through, you stop at a certain point, and then you just leave it alone for like a goddamn year or two, and then you come back to it, you're like, oh god damn it, what the fuck was I doing? Shit. That's where I'm at with Asylum. So I might have to start over on that game. I don't think I'm ever gonna do a ricing video because, well, I have pretty shitty taste because I make my system. I try to make my system look more like a like a Mac OS thing. I don't know why.
Hey, the Mac
just gonna-
aesthetic is definitely good.
I hate
Oh,
when
yes.
transforms don't fucking work. Yeah, there you go. So here's so here's kind of the setup I've got going on. So aside from like the workspace thing I have here, it's just Mac OS. Like it's just ghetto Mac OS. Corner menu.
Was she using Flop? Based.
I plan to switch to it because I'm using WaterFox, but I just want to try Flort because they actually have a vertical goddamn menu. A vertical tab bar.
I don't know what's so appealing about that. I feel like it just takes up too much of the screen.
It's because you have the theory basically is that you have much more X real estate than you do Y. So
yeah, exactly that.
when you're on like a
Basically,
huge ass TV, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you have more width on the screen to use than height.
Yeah.
And you're basically converting the tab bar from height usage to width usage.
And most websites these days don't like to use all your screen real estate anyways, because they're all just like in the center like a fucking mobile phone.
Yeah,
I don't know. If there was a better way for vertical tabs to work, maybe, but it feels it's taking up too much for me.
But yeah,
You
I
can
guess
adjust the
nothing-
size at least,
Sorry.
but yeah.
I guess random question: did you get Float from FlatHub or the website?
This is the AUR. I'm pretty sure I'll check.
Fair enough then.
I use a couple of Flatpak apps, but not a lot.
Yeah, fair. I was just curious because I'm totally not one of the maintainers of the Flatpak. Shameless plug.
Subscribe to me and also please use my light gun system, IR gun for all. Shameless plug, shameless plug. Anyways.
So, what is Florp? I heard it was like the latest browser that came out.
It's
but
the
I don't know
latest
much about it.
Firefox fork that's cool.
Okay, so basically it's Firefox ESR, but with a ton of really good quality of life improvements. Experimental PWA support, literally being the only Firefox-based browser with that. Vertical tabs, as Seong said. The sidebar from Vivaldi, optional website rounding from Edge, and just in general, a whole quad of really good features and UX tweaks.
I'll have to check it out. Because I use Vivaldi and I use WaterFox.
The
I use
game.
both Vivaldi and WaterFox, but um, I want to find a browser that has the features of Vivaldi, but is Firefox based.
Yeah, fair. Also for
Mm,
Vivaldi gang, rise up.
biggest problem. The biggest problem I always have is that when you're on the Firefox side, you're basically, if you're not just using plain Firefox, you're just switching Firefox forks like every couple of
Yeah,
months.
fair.
Because, oh no, Waterfox is too out of date, or it's getting unstable, or oh no, Mercury has furry porn.
I mean, technically that was Forian, but yeah, I get what you mean with mentioning Mercury since by the same guy.
I
Matt
keep
versus
forgetting.
Damon. I just get every website, read the HTML, and imagine the website.
No,
Can we get a round of applause for this
no.
wonderful individual who
Okay,
compiles HTML in his mind?
no. No, okay, so there's a couple of things I gotta read. Okay. Engagement time. So that happened to me with Red Dead Redemption 2 in the end. I just started over. Yeah. Yeah. I had the same thing happen with GTA 4 quite a number of times. And it's sad because I actually really like GTA 4 more over the fifth game. But yeah. How did you get that main sub thingy? I don't know what to call it. Oh, so that is referring to the centerpiece thing here. The at the top. So this is what's called the virtual desktop bar. And what I did is it used to be a package that was being hosted, and yeah, you're gonna see a lot of kaleidoscoping here. I'm just gonna pull that out. So we have a virtual desktop bar was an applet that was being maintained. However, the applet doesn't support Wayland. It was actually the one thing that when I tried to initially switch to Kwin's Wayland session, it just crashed because Plasma Shell, because the virtual desktop bar just crashed Plasma Shell. So there actually was someone maintaining a fork of the virtual desktop bar. So what I actually did, as you can see here, I actually maintain an AUR package of the Wayland fork of the virtual desktop bar. So I have reached
Damn.
peak autism.
No. Also, I love how it's
And that's
going
what I'm
from
using.
shameless plug to shameless plug to shameless plug in the PC
It
right
is seriously,
now.
but like this is an actual relevant one.
Guys, look at this package I maintain.
So
Also, I didn't even realize this thing went to Liberate Fire until now. Pamek, that is. Huh.
Oh yeah, it moved with I think it was like version 11 or something. Some later version recently changed to Adwaita. I'm not a fan.
I guess, do you want a script I made to sync the plasma color scheme to Liberate Fire?
Um, yeah, I mean that's kind of part of it. Also, I just like the GTK3 headers because they look slightly similar. They actually kind of fit the theme I set for it. Yeah. I get it. Like I use bottles, which bottles is like distressingly livid Vida. Like it is just full on. Sorry, you're.
It's a running joke from a Fenris development blog.
I be
It's not
popping
right.
bottles, sparkles and
Oh
champagne.
yeah.
Basically, to try to explain it, if you want bottles in an ASCII locale, or well, specifically Japanese ASCII,
Okay, the nerdy shit here,
most
folks.
of the Japanese is replaced with question marks.
Oh.
So you just
Yeah.
bottle on the intro.
Yes. I love it. Oh, need to get some locale emulator on that shit. Oh wow, that's a reference. But yeah, I use bottles it's distressingly libid Vita everywhere. Like they just don't want you theming it at all. And also they're very hard on the flat packs and I just try to avoid it at all costs. Because that's one specific app I don't want to be using the yeah, that's one specific thing I don't want to use the flat pack for.
Lomki, you said you use bottles to run Genshin Impact. Does it work? Because
Wait,
I thought
you're
I thought you
using
couldn't run Genshin Impact on Linux.
Oh. So two things on that. One, there is a way, there has always been a way that you can play Genshin Impact on Linux by basically just disabling its anti-cheats library. You can get it to run. Now, granted, it is against TOS because it is considered a cheat. However, for the most part, people have been able to use that fine. Now, the thing is, it just recently came out, I think, on Steam, and it actually has, like, vetted Steam Deck and Linux support now. So it just works out of the
Genshin?
box on... Yes, Genshin.
On Steam. Oh my god, I'm searching this right now.
If it's on...
Genshin
I think it's on Steam.
Impact. No.
Is it not?
There's Honkai Impact.
That's weird, because I know for a fact that it definitely works. Like, if it's not... If it's not that, then it must be that you can just install the game as a non-Steam application, and it'll
Probably.
just work now.
Yeah, no. MiHoYo's only game on Steam is Honkai Impact 3rd.
Well, that fucking sucks. I guess the game doesn't exist then. Whatever.
Oh,
But
yeah,
yeah,
I guess, yeah, I guess I popped a screenshot if you want to see the thing. What happens in ASCII?
Wait, let me see if I can get this going here.
Linux, Windows.
Oh, we need to see this. Okay, so just in case anyone's looking for context of what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, because
This
I guess
is what they're
early
talking
on in
about.
the upcoming FNOSs.
Bottles?
Yeah, I guess earlier.
What?
Okay, for context here, early in the upcoming FNOS's development, the installer didn't work yet, so you had to manually set the system locale, and because of that, ASCII got set as the locale format rather than UTF-8. So when they installed
Yeah.
balls back then, that was for the first time in development builds of the upcoming FNOS release. Yeah.
Poor ASCII.
It's been a joke with, say, Scully and Co.
Oh
since.
man, that's
For good
beautiful.
reason.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Freaking FNOS Alpha. Folks
Why
like
do that when a certain launcher exists? Well, that's because you're not supposed to talk about it in public, guys. That's why. Whatever. I don't play Genshin, so
I quit
I'm not gonna bring
Genshin.
mention to it.
I've been a day one player. I actually pre-registered my account for Genshin Impact, and I quit like 2 months later.
Cool game, terrible monetization, fucking amazing porn. That's it.
Also really
Yeah, no, I guess you have some point there, but I really feel like my thing is I quit Genshin Impact and I'm like, all right, so what do I play now? Because Genshin Impact had a really nice feel to it, but I want to play a game that's not Genshin Impact. How can I play Genshin Impact without playing Genshin Impact? And so I took
Breath
upon
of the Wild.
RuneScape. I took upon RuneScape, and I've been having the best of fun.
Oh, RuneScape is based. Yeah.
RuneScape, I love RuneScape. Like honestly, it's one of the best games. Old school RuneScape. But in terms of
Yeah.
like games that feel like Genshin Impact, there's a lot out there. But I honestly think Power World has a lot of visual similarities to Genshin in terms
Yeah, I
of
think
the
that's fair.
icons, the UI.
My biggest problem is that usually just means, oh, they're designed to play like a fucking mobile game, which I'm not the biggest fan of. And it's so weird too because Genshin, last time I played was like, so I played the game when it first came out, actually, not very long after its very initial release, and I played a little bit like for a month or two, left out of it, came back later when I just kind of got somehow run into the fandom again. I don't know, and then dropped it immediately after because I remember why I hated it. Then picked it up again, dropped it. Um, I never liked the fact that it was clearly designed to be played on a PC, but it was still also very clearly designed to be played on mobile, and that the control schemes don't fucking match up at all. Like when you're trying to play on a gamepad, why would you map the character swapping to your D-pad when that's like one of the most common things you'll be doing in that game is switching characters? It's very odd.
Hmm. I personally loved Genshin for that cross play. Like, I just love the fact that, oh, I could be playing this game on my phone, and then, all right, I'm at home now. I could just pull it up on my computer and continue playing.
Crossplay is a thing that should be in more games. It really
It,
should.
the
Yeah.
main thing is, I think a lot more games need crossplay because
Be.
I love the fact that, oh, this is a game I really enjoy on PC. Finally, it has a mobile app that I can also enjoy there because there aren't that many good base mobile games. The best mobile games are ones that are crossplay with PC.
Yeah, that's the truth. Like
And
I'm thinking
RuneScape,
about it more from like the multiplayer aspect between like PCs and consoles and stuff, but also just being able to have a game that you can play between a mobile device and a PC and whatever the fuck is really cool. Why is it always the shitty, stupid, expensive gotcha games that do it?
actually, RuneScape does it. So
Ru-
can we just get that out there? Fortnite does it. I play
fuck,
Fortnite mobile,
fuck
yeah.
Fork Knife. Fuck Fork Knife. It
Fortnite is
killed
a
my
wonderful
beloved.
game.
Fork Knife killed my beloved game, and I will never forgive him.
Fortnite,
Damn!
Fortnite saved my soul when they added Chun-Li. Unfortunately, I could not buy it back then, and so now I'm waiting for its re-release. But they added Goku, and you could fight Peter Griffin in Fortnite as you glide down on your My Hero Academia whatever.
Oh
Okay, but
god.
okay, but we can't forget Thanos being in Fortnite. No.
Yeah, yeah, I just love where you can as Iron Man punch All Might and just default dance on him.
I hate it. This is a shitty universe we live in.
This is the best universe.
It's terrible.
Like
I
like
hate
Fortnite is quite literally the greatest crossover of all time.
Truly, some of the totally greatest crossovers we've ever seen since, I guess, FNF mods.
Like
Oh,
I did not know that I
I would
needed
have
to
just
see
said
Goku hit the
Mugen.
gritty.
I would have just said Mugen for reference.
oh yeah, true, Mugen exists. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like, really seems like everyone forgot about Mugen since its heyday.
You know what? It's the
No.
thing the weird thing is that everyone's kind of forgotten about Mugen, but like they're still making it because there is an actual like open source engine reimplementation of Mugen that's out now, which actually has like netplay and support and shit.
Mugen Logon from Toho?
No, the fighting game engine.
Mugen
Yeah,
Soft Chronic?
Mugen fine game engine thingy. Yeah.
Freeware retro
Yeah.
fighting game.
Also known as MUGN, because I'm pretty sure it's got dots in between the letters.
Yeah, it's an acronym that the developers still don't know what it means. Like, that's what it was in the original README. It originally meant for something. We don't know what it means now. It's the Bleem
not
of
bad.
fighting games.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally love it because you can have, you can get the bitch Paracelsia to fight against the general from Kaiser Knuckle and see who's the real bullshit fighting game boss.
Yeah, look, like literally the most modern instance of Mugen FX have we seen. It's like on YouTube in recentish time was probably when people did Mugen mods of the whole Sephiroth versus Mario and Luigi meme. Otherwise, after that, yeah, kind of just became radio
yeah, it's
silence.
just kind of just existed. Like, the people who know,
Yeah.
they know, but that's kind of it. I remember when it was everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I remember that too. Man, those were the days.
Yeah.
The days of getting YouTube recommended that. It's like absolute chaos.
Trying to see. Heroic launcher. Ooh. 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 Okay, we're gonna get to some hot takes here. I like the heroic launcher a lot. I fucking hate the Epic Game Store. It will still not make me want to use the Epic Game Store.
What is the heroic launcher?
It is the Epic Game
it's-
Store
yeah.
re-implementation.
Basically, it's Epic Game Store on Linux. Kind of.
No, it's just the Epic Game Store, but better because it's cross-platform.
Yeah, I guess that too.
I would never buy from the Epic Game Store because it's just a bad store.
It's
Me, who's only
no,
used it for 3 games.
Yeah, no, the only reason I
I've
think Epic
only
Games
used-
the only reason I have Epic Games is because they gave me GTA, Fallout, Civ 6, and a whole lot of other games for free.
Exactly. Why would I pay any money for anything on the Epic Game Store when they're probably just gonna give it away for free eventually anyways? Like, that's how I got Arkham Knight.
Oh man.
There's so many other better like game purchasing places. Like, first of all, Valve fanboy, so I'm showing off my bias here, but
Steam is the best
Steam.
one. Like,
Steam is God's work.
not even, like, we're just putting aside the Linux bias here. Steam is fine. Like, it is the one that I could actually tolerate.
And everyone's like, "Oh, Steam has a monopoly. Steam is this." I'm fine with that. They're doing the best job. Out of
Well,
all
here's the
other-
thing.
out of all the other launcher companies, Steam is doing the best job. I don't care.
Counterpoint.
That's
Maybe it's a monopoly because it's the only cross-platform one that exists. Practically. Maybe that's why it's a monopoly, because no one else supports the freaking user base other than Valve.
Remember that the entire reason that we have Ubisoft, whatever the fuck they call it this week, the EA app, and Battle.net and all the others is just because they're just DRM tools. That's all they are. Also, they want all the money for themselves because they don't want the 30% cut taken from them, which whatever. But they're just DRM at the end of the day. They're blatant DRM, and they're very shitty DRM. Steam is like the one where it actually
said
tries.
himself. Piracy is a service issue. Or was that what he said?
Eat my ass is what he actually said, because you can make anything sound prophetic if you put quotes over it.
One sec. I'm gonna pull out the quote.
No. Well, man, speaking of hot
But-
takes, though, it's like
Privacy is almost always a service problem and not a pricing problem.
Oh boy, if we're
Honestly.
talking hot takes though, like I've definitely probably got 2 hot takes regarding a certain GNOME desktop environment. Going back to, I guess, Linux stuff.
It's
guess
the,
the
it's the
first
fucking
one's-
Linux channel. Who fucking cares?
I guess the first one's mainly just that it's like, honestly, it seems more so that GNOME really just wants to be in its own bubble. And that kind of just leads into my second hot take that honestly, GNOME's popularity, mainly how they're so popular, is definitely holding GNOME back in many ways.
Eh. GNOME's got a
Like,
style, and GNOME's got its own place. I don't know
yeah,
if it
like,
has a funny face, but whatever.
People
yeah,
are
it's like,
talking about GOG in chat. I used to not really care about GOG, but after I bought like Medal of Honor Allied Assault, I now am a GOG fan. I think the fact that you can just get games that can be portable and not need a launcher to run are amazing.
GOG
well, yeah.
is fine.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, it exists. The thing is, my
Yeah.
personal thing is, GOG at least acknowledges Linux. It doesn't really support it, but it also doesn't try to like be all, oh, your platform isn't supported by our storefront, which is why I never bought a game on Epic Game Store. I have the Kingdom Hearts HD Remix collection on this thing. I didn't buy it because, hey, if the Epic Game Store says that my platform isn't supported, then that's not a lost sale in my eyes. So I don't give a shit. If they're not going to support Linux, I'm not supporting them. GOG
I've
at least
never had any issues with running GOG games on Linux. So
yeah, they
but
have been the most just works. Well, aside from anything that runs on the Quake 3 engine, because anyways,
there's with Epic Games, I have gotten some games working. Like I when Epic Games was giving Fallout 3 for free,
yeah.
I got that one for free and started running it on my laptop. And I know friends with better laptops than me who can't run Fallout 3 on Windows. But I
Wait,
just
just
ran
want
it
to
through bottles.
okay. Just want to say something. Cage games don't work good on Linux, anyways. You can't watch the FMVs.
Oh,
If I
no,
remember
anyway.
correctly, that may have been fixed, but also, oh no. Anyway, because the games themselves work just fine. And also, if you're playing Kingdom Hearts for the story, there's something wrong with you.
Also, imagine
Like,
if you just install Windows Media Player and it starts working.
it probably... Actually, I forget if the... Oh no, I'm gonna have to check now. To see what format the videos are in. I think they may be WMVs. In which case, there's a 50-50 chance that using a prefix with the media player actually fixes it.
Also, I guess just quickly, just gonna summarize what I was going on about earlier. It's like maybe something for you to also, it's like, note down for your potential GNOME video in the future. Like, I was mainly just saying it's being held back by its popularity because GNOME's been kind of having some pretty interesting ideas lately. For example, the whole window management idea they've recently had about having everything be automatically assorted in tiled grids per se. It's like where the workspaces kind of just act as overflows for windows that don't fit on the
Yeah.
screen of Windows. But of course, because the context in which GNOME is popular, it's like people are gonna expect GNOME to be the way it is instead of stuff like that. So they pretty much being held back by what the distributions using GNOME expect GNOME to be rather than what GNOME wants to be, if you get what I mean. So yeah, maybe it's something for you to just, I guess, look at in the potential GNOME video, just that it's like window management concept that they recently made. Because it is actually pretty interesting.
It might be interesting. It also may depend on how deep into the weeds is this getting, because if this starts getting into the fucking Wayland bullshit, then I'm just gonna be like, no. Because I already...
It's literally just how the windows are arranged. Like, it
Alright.
basically just kind of works like a tiler, except not stretching the windows, just... It's just kind of just laying them out on the screen
Yeah.
in tiles. Sorta, I guess.
Yeah, it does some interesting
It's,
stuff, I suppose. It's just...
yeah, it's very easy to show visually, though, than explain. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically kind of like the Windows 8 start screen, but for window arrangement, in a sense.
I'll
what
cross that
it
bridge
is.
when I do eventually do the GNOME stuff, because I definitely want to talk about GNOME and KDE. And despite my whinging, I will talk about Wayland eventually, but depending on the time that it comes out, it may be positive, or it may just be me rambling about a bunch of bullshit. Because talking about Wayland, unfortunately, also means having to talk about the politics of its development, and when I get into the weeds of that, I'm just going to be like... I just don't want to deal with that.
But politics is fun.
You know what? I got it. You know what? If anyone wants to know what my fucking thoughts are about...
Yeah, right. They called it Mosaic. The freaking
Okay.
window management concept that they made. It's called Mosaic.
The more the customized KDE, the more it looks like GNOME. I mean, I don't fit into that camp, I think, but, you know, yeah. Plasma's plasma, it's weird.
You know what we should do for the stream? Let's just pull up a web browser and let's just start reading articles and commenting on them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I hear those have a lot of good interactivity.
Oh god, no.
Anyone have
This is
any
gonna be
article recommendations?
No. I do not think I will be taking part in that. Where the
Alright.
fuck... where the fuck is that video that I have? Damn it.
Oh yeah, I guess I put the mock-up in home chat.
Yep.
Because I quickly went and found it.
Oh, this is the wrong directory. Okay. Run media. Yeah, that's still one thing I don't really like is when I'm navigating the file system, I keep forgetting which drives I have like mounted by the by the desktop environment, because they go into like run media user bullshit instead of like just putting it in mount. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
I'm fine with that because it just shows up in my file manager.
Yeah.
As a device, as like a separate device. And I also have I have one hard drive mounted to like the root system, and it's just like /data/. But then I have another hard drive which is for like just like backups, media, pictures, everything, and then that's under like run media username.
Yeah. It's just something you have to get used to, really, is the problem. It's just that it's scattered in a weird way. Because I did reference when I was talking about Linux the last time, so not the Linux video I just did, but I was talking about the year of the Linux bullshit. Because we all know that the year of Linux is coming, guys. I brought up
it's almost here.
no. Oh yeah, we got 1%. We got 0.2% increase. That obviously means Linux is here. Oh no.
I actually think the year of the Linux desktop already happened.
Also, I guess it's like shout out to that one website called "Is it the Year of the Linux Desktop Yet?"
Yes, and it's just the year. It's just the New Year timer. Yep. I referenced that. It's fantastic. They did God's work. But uh God damn it. So like yeah, so getting back to what I was talking about, the file system. I know people who are on the Steam Deck, and obviously they're going into this from a perspective of, and it's totally respectable. That they're going into from the perspective of, I don't know what this is. I just know this is a Steam Deck, and I want to do the things with it because it's like a PC, and they understand some things about it. But then it's like when they go to, oh, where does my drive appear, and they don't really catch on that it's in like this nested subdirectory and a nested subdirectory of this directory of etc. They don't quite understand that. They don't quite understand where files are placed in the root file system, all that shit. And honestly, I agree, because even I sometimes have trouble looking through that stuff. I wouldn't
That
have that much of an issue with that if in some cases it wasn't required that you go to those places. Because in
That's
some
true.
cases...
Yeah, I gotta see a Steam Deck owner. Yeah, I definitely gotta see as a Steam Deck owner. It's like mutable file system layouts really don't go well in Dolphin's current drive list design.
Yeah,
Like,
I really want to get a
just
deck
list
for the
them
record.
all piece by piece. Though.
I also think like when I first started using Linux, I was confused as where was the C drive, where is the D drive.
Oh yeah.
But you realize that it's a completely different system, and I guess that's just something we gotta inform people.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It doesn't really make itself any
If
easier.
you've
How
ever
many people?
looked Dolphin, I guess.
Right.
Sorry, but if you've ever seen Dolphin in Fedora Kinioids, I guess then you know what the drive list on a Steam Deck looks like, to put it lightly.
Oh, you're talking about it's the immutable version of Fedora?
Yeah, the immutable KDE version of Fedora.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because it obviously has a similar file system layout for whatever reason. Which seems to be a recurring theme on most of the immutable so far, weirdly enough, despite how different they are.
Yeah.
Though, actually, then again, on second thought, I'm pretty sure the Steam Deck actually uses the same immutability as Fedora, though I might be wrong. So maybe that's why they match so freaking much.
Yeah, but
it's a mess.
It's not a very intuitive thing when you have to go through the file system. Like if you're not specifically using the shortcuts in the Dolphin menu, you're gonna have kind of a bad time as a first-time user exploring that file system. I cannot forgive that, really.
Though I guess then again, not like it really matters on a mutable distro, since you can't even write to most of the file
that is
system
fair, but also they were just trying to find out where their SD card was at. That's the big problem.
Yeah, fair. Though I guess on the plus side, in file managers, that usually appears on the left.
It's usually on the sidebar. Yeah, but oh, I remember what it was. It was because we actually had to do something in the terminal because I was trying to figure out a way to like diagnose a problem for them. So when we were trying to sort of figure out like where things were at, that was when we had to do things over the command line. And so obviously in the command line, you need to know where the paths are. So yeah, that's what it was. So in the end, they were like, they still like the deck. They just don't jive with the file systems and stuff. So that's why I use that quote, because it really it really does match that. Yeah, the Steam Deck is selling well. It doesn't mean shit for Linux. It just means that Steam Deck is a very good device that happens to use Linux, not that it is in self indicative of growing of Linux. Yes, that means Linux players can play a hell of a lot more games, but you still have the Linux problems that aren't part of the Steam Deck. I also do not know how much people actually want SteamOS, or they just want something that looks like SteamOS because it's a gaming-focused thing. Like, I don't think a lot of them, when they want it on their PC, they actually want the immutability.
People are putting
Yeah.
SteamOS on their main PCs.
I mean,
A
horror.
lot
So.
of them. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I
A
mean,
lot of them are
horror
trying to,
also,
or,
and shit.
yeah. And there's also, like, Chimera, which is basically trying to be something like SteamOS. Like, that's why you just see a
Like,
lot of
shit.
things about, like, oh, this is me installing SteamOS on my PC. How did it go? And, you know, they'll use, like, either HoloISO or Chimera.
And then there's that one, it's like GDP console. Oh boy. Until they bait and switch to Windows, that was.
Oh, you're talking about the INEO. You're talking about the,
Yeah, right, yeah,
yeah.
right. I forgot.
They're like, oh, we're gonna use SteamOS. Actually, no, wait, people complained. Nah, it's too confusing. Yeah, we're just using Windows.
No, wait, it's like,
Fuck it.
we're gonna switch to SteamOS now, JK, we're using HoloOS, so... Actually, no,
Yeah,
it's like,
and then
we're gonna use Windows.
yeah, it's like just
Kind of find it
just three
ironic
different.
that a little while after that, HoloOS discontinued the non-immutable version of
Yeah,
HoloOS.
yeah.
Talk about timing, though.
Talk about timing.
So yeah, I guess HoloOS is immutable now too.
I guess so. Seinfeld noises. All of this was just because we were talking about freaking Steam. All this is just because we were talking about storefronts. GOG is okay because they actually respect Linux users somewhat. Steam actually cares about Linux users. Everything else just fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, legally obliged. It's like, oh yeah, right. Basite also exists. Real quick, no, since chat mentioned it.
But yeah. There's a lot of different ways to get Steam OS. So
You know what the funniest part of this is? I'm pretty sure none of them would have happened if Valve just released the ISO for
if they
general
just
computers.
actually released the public version of Steam OS for general use, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure none of this would have happened if they just released the general Steam OS 3.0.
That's the funniest fucking part is, that's the funniest part to me, is that SteamOS, I always figured that, oh, they weren't going to release SteamOS on PCs because it doesn't support NVIDIA stuff out of the box. But then all these fucking things come out, and none of them still do.
I mean, counterpoint, they actually did back in 2.0.
Wait, you can't download SteamOS?
No, you could only download the recovery image for Steam Decks. They got rid of the public store in 3.0.
Why?
Yeah, because the Debian-based SteamOS 2 and back were made for the Steam machines, and those used NVIDIA drivers, or those used NVIDIA cards, so they had to support NVIDIA stuff.
Also, yippee, the freaking repository finally updated. Yay.
Yeah. So Valve at one point did use NVIDIA stuff, and then they just kind of dropped that with the deck. There's probably going to be some NVIDIA hate comments, I'm sure, from that, but, you know, whatever.
You can't say it got decked.
They got decked.
All right, guys. I will have to go for now. So,
Oh, well, it's been real fun talking with you.
indeed, it has. I hope we get more opportunities like this, and maybe next time we could, I don't know, do more games or something.
Yeah, I hope so too. If I actually have to if I actually plan ahead for this shit.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that in the Discord, and then that'll be our planning ahead.
Sure.
All right. Well, have a good day, guys, or good night.
Right,
Yeah, take care.
see ya. Remember
See
to
ya.
try flop.
I might try Flurp. See ya.
Well,
Igor.
and then there were two. I wouldn't mind listening to the show while doing other stuff. Today, I was too tired. You know what? I never thought of myself as the kind of person who could actually hold up a podcast, but according to this, I've been at this for at least 2.5 hours. So you know what? Maybe. I actually kind of want to do more of this sometime. It's just that when I was making the video that just came out, I have been working on it so hard between that and then also life bullshit happening at the same time. Like, it was the end of 2023 was not kind to me at all. So that's part of what also held up things. So as much as I would have wanted, I really wanted to actually try and approach people and like actually do stuff like this. I just didn't have the time for that. But now I do, so maybe I will. If I actually... Yeah. It's really neat talking about Linux bullshit, to be honest. It's more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah. It really is fun. Like,
Hey, do you know...
actually.
Okay. There's some other questions here. Hey, do you know how to install multi-disc games on Wine? Actually, that's pretty easy. You put the disc in. You open the installer in Wine or Bottles. You install it. Wait till it asks for a disc. You eject the disc. Put the disc in. Go back to installing. I literally had to do this for Silent Hill 2. And, that's like the process you have to do. It's not hard.
I mean, I guess you could also potentially just cheat and just mount all of them at once.
You can do that too. Yeah. That's actually what I do, is I just mount all of the discs at once, and then just, the installer will usually find them. Otherwise, you'll just point the Wine, file explorer pop-up and point it at, one of the discs named, disk 2, disk 3. Otherwise, it's the same exact thing.
Or you could just do the ultimate, God play and just purchase a whole bunch of CD readers and connect them to the computer.
Why the hell would you do that? You think we actually have CDs? Hell no. I have a Blu-ray drive, and I don't know why I fucking thing anymore.
I mean, the funniest thing is that you could technically do that in virtual machines.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, installing physical disc games or virtual disc games, as I did with Silent Hill 2 and 3, is pretty much the same thing. Now, granted, on KDE, I found it was really helpful to install, if I have to look up what the exact package is, but there's a KDE disk manager, there's essentially virtual, yeah. So there's a disk mounting thing for KDE that I use, which K3D. Wait, no, K3B is disk burning. Sorry, that. So I have to find what it is.
Although funny that I mentioned this because it's meanwhile the disc reader right nearby my chair right now. Yeah, I'm kind of just using it though, mainly just to insert some Windows CDs for an upcoming project though.
CDMU. That's what it is. So yeah, there's just a thing called CDMU that you install, and that essentially provides a daemon tools thing for mounting virtual disks, and then you use that, and then you just mount the discs in using that thing. There is a KDE specific like front end for it. I can't seem to find a name for it, but there is essentially a tool for that. I think there's one for GNOME as well, and you just mount the discs virtually with that, and then yeah, Wine will read the discs because Wine will just automatically pick up any like new like devices it detects and mount them automatically as like a drive E or F, etc. So it's pretty simple. Discs in 2024? Oh.
Oh no, I just noticed how to get out of him.
Hell. Don't use it. That's the first.
Also, I guess if, in case you're serious, :WQ. Easy.
Again, you're pretending like this. Oh. Vim is a meme. I guess it would be obvious if you knew Vim. But why the fuck are you using Vim?
Alright, yeah, someone in chat also gave a quick comment. Anyway.
Oh boy. Just my 2 cents. I prefer podcasts with episodes on certain subjects rather than this week's news. Oh yeah, I hate news. I mean, I say that as someone who follows Nick from the Linux Experiment. So, you know, he literally just does weekly news stuff, and it's like, I kind of keep up with this stuff, but also it's very exhausting, and I don't like that. So, I just like to talk about random bullshit that I'm interested in. It may not be relevant, but it's relevant to me, goddammit. Yeah. I got to talk to people about Space War while waiting for this stream to start. Huh. What the fuck is... Oh boy.
Space.
Oh. It's the game that was made on radar, one of the games made on like radar equipment. Oh, it's a mini computer. It was made on a mini computer anyways. Okay. It's interesting. I'm kind of shocked that I even have any kind of community here, to be honest, because I expected it to be a mess. Again, I expected this to only have like 5 people watching, but...
Welcome to having made a Linux video recently, I guess.
Exactly. Nick is different because I like him. Oh, I see how it fucking is. You wanna...
Oh no. Oh no, I just noticed that me installing XFCE earlier in this VM has had consequences because I'm now just reading notifications are currently provided by XFCE Notify Daemon instead of Plasma. Also, who the fuck calls it the D's name twice? What?
Oh boy.
Why did they call it XFCE? Why?
I don't look. Someone from fucking engineering probably named it. I'm sure, like everything else. You know, maybe it was a placeholder and they didn't take it out because they're like, who's gonna look at this shit?
Also,
That'd be open to doing
the thing of just notification daemons deciding to run outside of their respective desktop environments.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's just yeah. It's really weird because it's like Linux can allow you to run multiple desktops, but sometimes it's not good to have multiple of them installed because then they'll do stuff like that.
Especially just barely XSC. You two are doing this, really? Of all of these, XSC is doing this.
Yeah, out of all of the things, it's wonderful. Well, I use Vim. I use it for programming. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I guess something ironic about this is that literally the only reason I even installed XSC into this VM was to just test a feature in it's like the upcoming FenOS to just, I guess, basically it now tosses away GTK 3 and 4 configs if they are made in your in the specific DE you're logging into. Thus, basically
Gotcha.
meaning that the GTK 3 and 4 configs are now the exclusive with this new feature in place. Rather than, say, KD's GTK 3 configs and GTK 4 configs going into XSC and stuff like that. Yeah,
Never
instead,
question the
quite
name of
literally just. So you go first.
Go. I'm just reading comments here about never question the name of things in computer business because half the time no one knows.
Yeah, I guess literally all the feature does is just it checks if the DE you're logging into was the same DE as the last DE you logged into. If it is, it leaves your configs alone. Otherwise, it moves your GTK 3 and 4 configs over to a directory while keeping note of the last DE, of the DE they were made for. It's like, and then, yeah, pretty much just placing in the GTK 3 and 4 configs you made in the DE logging into in the place, if there are any.
Yeah, that sounds.
First, when you log into that DE, it's like it basically has a DE exclusive config for those. Or I guess if you haven't used the DE before, it uses basically the DE's defaults for GTK. Therefore, basically, it fixes the whole problem of DEs clashing config-wise.
Yeah, I suppose. But then, so then why the fuck is your XFC daemon running in Plasma?
Oh no! Like, I actually
That's the
don't know
ironic
why.
part.
I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure that that could be fixed by just in the .desktop file that auto starts it using not showing.
Yeah, you would
Or like
think.
showing values. Like, I'm pretty sure that's all it will take to just make it not run outside of your respective DE by default. It's just only showing equals XFCE.
I just
Speaking
use
of
a graphical text editor because I can. That is the real based answer.
Though I guess it's like on that note, I should probably actually go and check the auto start file for XFCE's notification daemon. See if it actually has that.
Some people would miss the obvious things. Yeah. Yeah, I've had to learn that the hard way.
Although that, I guess that kind of segues into something else, though. The whole drama about Ubuntu 804 Visual Studio Code. Because I guess they didn't put a dependency on the latest glibc. So if you're on 1804 using VS Code, since I'm assuming there's no broken dependency for glibc, because it now requires a newer glibc than Ubuntu 804 has, in actuality. So because of that, if you have Visual Studio Code in 804, it now updates itself to brick itself. Because if my suspicions are correct, according to wrapped, it's completely fine and has the correct dependencies.
I don't
because
know.
I'm pretty sure they didn't bother at. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just didn't add a dependency for the newer glibc. Or at least that's what I theorize happened. Anyway.
Look, I'm kind of tired of dealing with the whole glibc since it broke EAC a while back. And then all the distros basically just had to go patch back in support because glibc or ugh.
Oh no, that's true. If there's one thing MS products are good at, is breaking on updates.
Oh no, they always do. That's just fucking Microsoft. That's their whole company motto in a nutshell. They don't give a fuck.
But yeah, and also based on the fact that even the orange Ubuntu pretty much pinned my theory comment, I have a feeling I might be correct about that whole theory about why it broke for Ubuntu 4 users. If so, like, bruh, that's literally on the basic Debian deb documentation, even.
Y'all are saying Microsoft Microsoft loves Linux and they want to destroy Linux. You actually forget that they actually made a tutorial on how to install Linux.
Was he that? Oh, it does have only show an XFCE. Huh. What the heck then?
The plot
Yeah,
thickens.
the freaking X. Yeah, the freaking Go start thing for XFCE's notification demon. It does
So I
have
guess
the
this.
value for only running in XFCE.
Well,
So it
that's gonna
running
take
in
like
Plasma is especially weird then.
so that's gonna take an evening of debugging for some poor sap, I'm sure. Totally haven't had to deal with that. Nope, never.
Oof. Actually, no, it can't be that it restored the session because Venerus turns off session restoring by default. Too. Weird.
Definitely, if I want to stream more, I'm gonna have to like update a lot of my layouts, because like I made a lot of this stuff back when. Oh god, I made a lot of this stuff up back when Mixer was a streaming platform. Speaking of things that Microsoft has destroyed. I still don't forgive them for Mixer. I still don't forgive them for that.
Right. I completely forgot this, but I guess since I installed XSCE, I now have the freaking elementary OS icon set in this VM
Okay.
as well.
So okay, we're just gonna have a small little tangent because someone had to ask, what is Mixer? Gee,
Oh no.
Microsoft wonders. So, dear viewers, remember back in the day when we actually used to have many different websites to host your streams? Mixer, also known as Beam at one point, was this really cool new technology that allowed you to have low latency streams. Now, granted, a lot of ISPs kind of like to block the protocol that they were using, but Mixer was like a really cool platform for streamers, and like, you know, they got a lot of support, and Mixer was really cool for the fact that I remember they really like to market like up and coming streamers. They would actually go out of the way to have like a tab on the front page that would be like, hey, here's like these new streamers playing like unique games tonight. You could go watch these people. And like that was a really cool thing. And then Microsoft bought Mixer. And then Mixer ended up getting embraced into the Windows ecosystem. They got like integration into Microsoft's stupid game bar. And it was all great, you know, and then they started to extend it by not doing anything with it, but they had some stuff going on with it, and then Microsoft just killed Mixer. They sold it to Facebook.
Well, I was wondering when you mentioned Facebook in this, because I remember that.
They sold it to Facebook, so technically Mixer is Facebook Gaming, or whatever the fuck it was. I think now, or maybe it's dead now, but at a certain point, I think Mixer just redirected to Facebook. I don't forgive them for that. And now, today, all we have left is Twitch, which sucks, and YouTube, which is a slightly more acceptable sucks. I hate streaming. Like, this is actually the main thing I really I'm so glad I have these people to rant about this shit with, because Mixer was a great platform at one point, and then they just said, no, you're just to sell this to Facebook because we don't believe in the future of streaming. Right as fucking Twitch and YouTube gaming were becoming like some of the biggest things at the time, and they actually had a good idea for like boosting up smaller streamers and content creators. And... Anyways,
Pain.
I miss Mixer. I just miss when we had other streaming platforms that were actually kind of neat. There's stuff on the Fediverse, but like, it's the Fediverse, no one cares.
Oh gosh, no, I just want my patches didn't freaking well kick in. Guess I'm gonna have to do a little package updating tomorrow.
Don't
Yay.
worry, Microsoft is gonna give Blizzard the Mixer treatment. So see, here's the thing. Mixer didn't actually abuse its workers last I checked.
Yeah, just abuse the streaming space. No, JK.
but Blizzard or Activision Blizzard, I'm sorry, are a bunch of assholes, and I don't know if the change in leadership's gonna help, because we're just getting the devil, which is fucking, I don't even want to refer to him by his name, because he's just a devil. He has devil horns. That's all we know him as. But you know,
The way Chris Tars reference. If you know, you know.
But yeah, it's like we don't have Kotick anymore, but you're just replacing Kotick with Microsoft. And what was the last thing that Microsoft thing did? Redfall. That was completely under their leadership. So, and also they did a lot of things like killing off the co-op multiplayer in Halo Infinite's campaign. So you can't do campaign co-op because they didn't know how to make it work, despite the fact that they had a working co-op campaign thing in the game. You had to get through it through like a small exploit where you basically try to like start a multiplayer game and then you switch over to campaign with the same party, and then, but like, they had a working co-op campaign going and they just didn't finish it. It was like, oh, it takes too much effort. It's like, why the fuck would you even bother trying? The UI is more important. That's such a shame, because Halo Infinite, from like from a mechanics perspective, I thought it looked like a fucking fantastic game. Like, it's a fun game to play, but then it's like they just don't support it correctly. Like, the story is all kinds of weird, and then the multiplayer is like it's like this weird sine wave of, oh, we're gonna, like, you know, give this our full support, and then it's like, oh, we're not actually gonna be doing much with it. Oh, the Halo Infinite's definitely getting support, and then, oh, we're just gonna kill off these modes, and then it's so weird. But that's always kind of been 343 shtick, I guess. Doesn't explain Redfall, though. Redfall is just a travesty. I actually enjoyed Halo Infinite, but it's just incomplete. Yeah, that sums up Halo Infinite, unfortunately. That's the sad part. Like, I don't own Infinite. I just own the Master Chief Collection personally. But like, Infinite's always looked like a good game from afar. I just want Microsoft to be able to support their game stuff, because they're dumping all this money into the Xbox brand. So it's weird. It is just weird. Is the new president of Blizzard is now run by the Call of Duty general man? Look, I don't know, and also I don't really want anything to do with Call of Duty, because I still don't know what Modern Warfare 3 is. Still don't know.
Fair.
They used to sell colors separately. $5 for. We gotta do this. Is that fucking blue? Is that fucking blue? This is fucking blue. You're giving me the color blue, and you want to charge me $5 for this?
Okay, I was
Joe
gonna
is-
say similar. I was about to say similar. It's like similar vibe to the whole thing in Sonic Superstars, where it's like the colors are require in-game currency, but I just realized that's in-game currency versus real-life currency for colors.
Yeah. But no, we're talking about
Yeah,
microtransactions for blue.
It's
The
literally just the exact same thing as Sonic Superstars. Like, it's literally one color for one body part in Superstars that you have to pay in-game currency for per body part.
Yeah,
Per use
the
on
price
one body part each, I mean to say.
that's on one body part, and it's an uncolored body part, and you still got to get the paint job for it. I think you can only get limited paint, like you can get a limited amount of paint jobs per thing. So it's like it's and that's weird because Superstars does not have an in-get like a monetization thing. It's like it was made with the service model, and then they just didn't release the service, so you just gotta. Sega is also a weird company. Yeah, you just have to do a lot of shit.
Yeah, so it's just the in-game medals that you either have to play the game multiple times for. It's like, or like, I mean, like, I don't know how many times for because you barely get medals from playing the game.
Yeah, you have to do a lot. Like the way that you actually get
to play online. No.
Superstars is weird.
Which, yeah, Epic Games Store account required to play online in that game. But
why is it required? Why Epic? Why is it of all the things it has to be Epic? I don't understand. I don't understand. I miss Bungie, but they've made Destiny. Don't know if the store would have changed. No, you're just gonna replace that. No. Here's the thing: you just get shitty loot boxes. You just get shittier loot boxes.
That's if you could even play the game without getting banned.
Fuck Destiny.
Because you gotta remember, they don't like Linux.
They don't like Linux, and they're like, no. And it's like, it's not even just like a no. They're just like, no, and we find you. We're gonna go to your house, and we're gonna break your fucking kneecaps if you use Linux. It's like, wow, why so aggressive, dude? I don't want current Bungie on Halo either. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Oh no, I just remembered that time when it's like remember the time Sega back in Sonic Forces made Super Sonic a DLC.
They were going to make it paid DLC.
Yeah, you actually had to pay for the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Therefore, no, guys, purchasable Chaos Emeralds. That's totally a smart choice to make. And it's like,
and then everyone collectively said, "Fuck you," and then they were like, "Okay, fine, we'll make you free." I guess.
Yeah, but like also the freaking thought of having the Chaos of just in canon the Chaos Emeralds being sold is just But like just having these all-powerful gems just on the black
No
market.
wonder they keep coming out of people's asses. They've just been paying microtransactions this whole time. I'm fucking remembering all some of the scenes in Sonic Adventure 2 where Knuckles just pulls out the Master Remote out of his ass and it's like, oh, he must have paid a lot of money to get that now. Man, imagine if that was fucking God. That's so stupid. I'm so glad they thought. I'm so glad they didn't.
That actually kind of reminds me also of another thing. It's like that every day it's like Sonic fans mourn the loss of Hypersonic, though. Gotta say that, though. Like, if you know what Hypersonic is, then you're probably mourning the loss of Hypersonic ever since. No.
If they made Hypersonic DLC, that would be depressing.
Okay, but unironically, probably one of the saddest things that's related to Hypersonic is the fact that apparently Ian Flynn potentially tried to write Hypersonic into Frontiers' story before getting it's like pretty much it's like told no because of power creep concerns. Like that would have been such a great opportunity to have had Hypersonic.
But it's like, we
Nostalgic
got Blue
Sega.
Eyes Sonic, so it's like, what the fuck? You're power creeping him anyways. What's the fucking difference?
Yeah, exactly. Like that, it was all in vain because you literally power creep him anyway in the DLC.
It's, and I haven't actually played the DLC for Frontiers yet, so like that's one of the things I really need to get to. But like, the whole point of that sequence is that you are just giving him another goddamn power boost. What's the difference?
Although, I gotta say though, it's like honestly, it's like at the very least they could have at least made Sonic's third go right as Supersonic. At the very least, to kind of get like it just being Blue Eyes really sucks. Not gonna lie. Like it would have been absolutely great if it was a type of hypersonic for sure, but like at the very least, make his fur right in reference at least.
It would have been nice, but maybe they thought, oh, they don't want to get seizures. Oh no.
No, you just have it be white fur rather than it's like blonde fur, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. The Sega of the now is weird because these are the same. So Sega of today is very weird, particularly because of like what they're doing to their other IPs. It's just really bizarre. Like I know I'm gonna be the only person who fucking cares about these fucking plastic goddamn guns here. But has anyone played the House of the Dead remake and how that's like just something that they sold out to another studio? And it was like a very subpar job. Like, why would they do that to one of their IPs that is still getting representation? Like, they still make House of the Dead games. Why are you selling it to another company just to make... Remake still confuses me.
Well, I gotta see as a pseudo Sonic fan, definitely happy that they finally acknowledged Shadow the Hedgehog the game. About freaking time.
Yeah.
Man, seeing the Shadow the Hedgehog the game logo be referenced so profoundly in the Shadow Sonic Generations logo.
Yeah.
That was good to see.
That was, like, I will say that's going to be cool, and yeah, like, considering that game is also just half a remake of Generations anyways, and I'm almost certain it's probably just being built, like, it's just a remake of Generations with extra content.
I'm pretty sure as many people have practically beaten the bush about by now. It's like, I'm fairly certain it's just gonna be Sega's equivalent of Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's just what
Hands
it is.
down.
Yeah. It's just Bowser's. It's just Sonic's
Yeah.
Fury, or Black Doom's Fury in this case, I
Yes,
guess, because that's the
Fury.
representation.
Hmm.
So they're finally acknowledging that
Yeah.
thing's a fucking.
Or I guess if you will be more specific, specific about it, I guess it's a Black Arms Fury.
Sure.
Given the
Oh,
Black
boy.
Arms are the main threat in the story.
Yeah.
Which, like, about time that the Black Arms actually get remembered again.
As long as we don't start calling them black creatures again, because that's not going to fly well.
Yeah. I mean, then again, it sounds like Sonic might be involved in the story, so you never know. Yeah, apparently Sonic and Classic might be involved in the story in some way. So there's a chance that we might have a reprise of that dialogue. There's a non-zero chance.
Can we at least get the computer room? Like that's I think the one that everyone wants.
Like, please say, honestly, yeah, please say, go, it's like reprise the computer room. Like, that would be perfection if they do. And heck, it's like, give the common theory that it's like there's a non-zero chance that Mephiles might also get to star in this. That would also be really dope.
So here's the thing. That's going to require them to acknowledge that the Sonic 06 story exists.
I mean, they actually do Generations. Sonic 06
well,
is
yeah,
Crisis City.
I'm talking about, like, I'm talking about the story. Like, you can reference Crisis City and Silver and all that shit whenever the hell they want, but, like, the whole thing with Mephiles that it also kind of applied to the stupid part of the story of 06 that eventually it deletes itself from the franchise. So,
I mean, yeah, and that's sadly, it's like that's and yeah, that's why Crisis City existing kind of supports the possibility of Mephiles being there.
the fucking Sonic, yeah.
Given after all, I'm pretty sure Crisis City would have been deleted. Therefore, in the ending,
it should have been, but also classic Sonic is from another dimension in Forces, so even though it's supposed to be from another time in Generations, so they can't keep up with their shit.
Yeah, it seems like they might have retconned that fortunately though, so yeah. But yeah.
Again, I can't read. It's hard to read Sega sometimes.
Yeah. Though yeah, it's like honestly though, if they do put Mephiles in there though, if Ian gets to do that, that would be pretty dope because apparently there was a time when Ian did want to have Mephiles and the Black Arms kind of get together in the, I think, Archie remake, something like that.
That would be neat. That would be pretty neat.
So yeah, if he actually gets to do that this time around in Sonic Shadow Generations, that's gonna be hype.
I come on and I hear talking about the Sonic multiverse. Yeah, damn right you are, Knuckles.
Yeah, man.
Also talking about how Shadow the Hedgehog was the pinnacle of choice, and they say no, Baldur's Gate 3. See, here's the thing: Shadow the Hedgehog didn't have fucking choice, or no, it did. It had the worst kind of choices.
Also, I guess if we're speaking choice, I mean cough cough Undertale, cough cough. Can't forget Undertale.
No, Undertale.
I mean,
yeah, Undertale gives you choices just to tell you that you're a bad person for doing it. So I'm not sure if that's any better.
And then there's Delaware, where it's like you have choice, but the character you're playing as therefore doesn't have a choice in the process.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog is also
Make
just a
the
terribly
choices for
designed
them.
game, so I would just really like to see that game actually get proper representation with a good gameplay.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah. But if you are talking about choice, uh,
You have the choice to turn it off.
I was going to make a Zillia 2 reference because that game was supposed to be about choice. But Zillia 2 made the fatal mistake of basically not really giving you much in the way of choices, except, oh, you can respond to this thing in a slightly different manner. Despite the fact that choice was quote-unquote the whole back-of-the-box thing for that game, but it really didn't affect anything except for if you got the bad ending or not. And you only knew that because the bad ending very obviously has a dialogue choice that's like, do you want to be an asshole?
Oh man, it's like, I guess at that point, if we're gonna be like games with very slight choice, I mean, we can't forget the likes of freaking Zelda, it's like Skyward Sword, having technically having choices. No, as well.
I
That
can't even
didn't
speak on
matter to
Skyward.
say at all, but it still had choices.
Skyward Sword is a video game.
Yeah, truly is a video game. But man, gotta say, the ending to the game's definitely really good.
Hmm.
Like, that was really hardcore. In all the good ways.
Gotcha. Someone's here asking about if Divinity Original Sin 2 is the enhanced edition or definitive edition, the more newer, better one. Uh, hmm. I guess they have a naming discrepancy deal going on with re-releases. Oops. The general thought is that having wildly different plots and locations depending on choices isn't efficient for games. It's too expensive and no one wants to make content half the players won't see. Yeah, but then the problem is yeah, you got the yeah, giving players the illusion of choice only works the first time around, but then if they go back to it at any point and they actually notice that, oh, the choice I made actually really didn't matter at all, then what's the fucking point of having the choices? It's almost like it kind of
Oh
adds to the
no.
fact that people don't care about games being replayable, or that people will actually want to go back to play games again.
Oh no. I just remembered the fact that, so you know what the most ironic thing about Shadow the Hedgehog solution of choice thing is?
Yeah.
The fact that there's a canon ending that you get
Yeah.
at
You
the
have
end.
a last story for
So none of the
what was
choices
the
even
fucking
matter
point?
canonically. There's a literal predetermined ending. Anyway.
Yeah, Shadow Android is totally the ending that you want. Oh, wait, that doesn't actually matter because there's a last story segment.
Yeah, just kidding. There's a story where you become Super Shadow, and everything you did before doesn't even matter. No, the end.
The last story thing really only worked when you actually had multiple campaigns, not the one with
Yeah.
different endings. It's just, ugh.
Yeah, they really just went in and like,
Just
JK, love you. JK, this whole gimmick doesn't even matter. Have a canon ending. That's already predetermined.
they tried. They tried. God.
Honestly, if it kind of works like the Henry Stickmin collections, it's like endings did, then it could have actually worked pretty well despite being a last story. But
Mm,
like Henry Stickmin definitely has one of the best implementations of choice, bar none. Because yeah, after all, by the time you're on the final section of Henry Stickmin collection, like you literally have to choose what you did in the prior games, even to determine what
Yeah.
goes on in the final section.
Yeah, I forgot this. Yeah, this is from like the Flash era of games, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Huh.
then got released on Steam in a redone collection after
That is
Flash's death,
cool. Yeah, that is cool.
and
Hmm.
also with a whole new final section, as I mentioned.
Yeah. That's really. I do really like seeing Flash games actually get preserved like that. I mean, that's why I like Flashpoint. Flashpoint is a really cool project.
Yeah, although it definitely got way more than just preserved. Like, it literally, all the animation on it got remade for the collection.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. As well as the fact that, I guess, like I said, it had a whole new, it's like, entry to the series in the collection to finish things off.
Mm.
And of course,
The
there's
game.
that whole freaking secret ending that, like, if you know what goes on there and what that implies. No. All I'm
I
gonna
don't
see is that
know. Yeah.
pretty much just feels so. It it kind of just explains a mystery since the very beginning of the series.
So like I
So
remember, so now that we're actually talking about fucking Flash games now, does anyone happen to have any recollection of the Hostility games, or if you might know it as 2112 Cooperation?
personally, no.
The the crickets say no, unfortunately. Well, they're like so it's this guy called 3D Barbecue who essentially made like a bunch of like first person shooter flash games back then. So 2112 Cooperation is like the big one that most people probably know because it's like a game that was like split into 5 different parts. Um which was mildly interesting. Doesn't really have like any diverging paths or anything like that. It's just kind of they just had a game and they split it up to 5 parts for the fucking like Flash hosters, like Newgrounds to host. That's pretty much it. Uh,
Not gonna lie, similar energy to that one. It's like freaking Joshi Dash level that had to be split because it was way too big for the game to handle. No.
yeah. Yeah, I just had a lot of fun going back through Flash stuff. Even the
No,
shitty
yeah.
ones, like the fucking fuck. I there's no, you go. Go ahead.
Although I definitely gotta confess, the only Flash games I really heard of, it's like excluding Madness Combat recently because of a certain game. It's like
Hmm.
where it's like Henry Stickmin because of YouTube recommendations back then, and wait, no, might have actually been that someone else played the game in school or something like that as well. And otherwise, all the games on Cool Maths games. Because
Yep.
yes. No.
Because of course you did.
Yeah, I gotta say though, the freaking stone rotating game that I forget the name of was
Yeah.
definitely one of the absolute
That
classics.
was that was a really good like puzzle game.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Man. Oh no! No! Not NFTs being taught in schools. No.
No, no,
Oh
we are
no.
not talking about NFTs here. With on that painfully depressing note, we have been going on for about 3.5 hours, so I think it's about as
Yeah.
good a time as any to call it a wrap. So you know, obviously Beast has already left the call, but you know, major props to him for joining. Major props to you, Dami, for like joining up. It's been really fun.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it's really big thanks to everyone who joined, and obviously also really big thanks to everyone who watched the last video with like the amazing positivity, and it was just really cool to see that kind of stuff, even though I've been away for like forever. But like it's I really appreciate the support that everyone's given. With all that said, and aside from trying to plug in, you know, want to support my work, I have my Ko-Fi page in the description and blah. Um, with all that said, hope you show some love to everyone around you, even if you disagree with them. And thank you very much for watching or listening.
See you. This was the stream. This was certainly a stream of all time. And Evan, I am sorry for your loss. I
And
bye.
we'll just